Yo, 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 what is going on? How's everybody doing today? Thank y'all for tuning into another DnL&x Fitness live stream show. Yes, sir. Whew. Man, today might be a hot video because I don't know if my AC is on or what, but your boy is about to start sweating. But let me just give it a minute and see if it kick on. But I might have to dip out here in a minute and turn this AC on. But anyway, man, thank y'all for tuning in. We got a late live stream going on this evening, a late evening live stream show going on. Just let you know we are multi-streaming on Twitch, on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. So if you're on any one of those platforms, feel free to follow. If you're on YouTube and you see that thumbs up icon, hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated to get the algorithm out there. Today we got a good show going for you today. If you want to contribute to today's show, feel free. As you'll see right there, that Cash App and the Venmo is right there. Cash App is going to be Daniel2888. Venmo, Daniel-00. Your voice will be heard. It'll be heard either way. Greatly appreciated. And today we got a good show lined up for you today. We're going to go over our three topics, which is going to be fitness, the economy, and AI. For fitness, we're going to go over a $50K a year, I believe, gym membership. And we're going to see how a $50K gym membership a year looks like and see exactly how that works. Because I'm kind of curious myself. 50K a year, what if we divide that by 12? What is that? 12, 24, 36, 48. It's like 4,000 and something a month. So like, sheesh, we're going to see what that membership is about. That thing better have everything in there. I mean, so we finna see what that looks like and what that entails. I'm pretty interested to see for myself how all that's going to pan out, because I mean, I want to know what it's like to have a gym membership that expensive. It better have everything I'm thinking. So we're going to see if we're paying $4,000+ a month just for a gym membership. I thought Lifetime Fitness was fantastic, but I guess this one's going to take the cake. Then for the economy portion of the show, we're going to look into and see that what's going on out there in the world today. Some influencers say that they are quitting from being an influencer and are going back to their 9 to 5. Yeah, we're going to see how that pans out. I mean, I know the economy is hitting people hard, but boy, oh boy, oh boy. God damn. I mean, each wave has been coming by as we've been living these past, 5 or 10 years. We had the Bitcoin wave. We had the influencer wave. We had the Airbnb wave. You know what I mean? There's all the different waves that's been happening. People trying to catch a wave. And it seems like people try to hop on the trend and catch a trend and, you know, either miss the trend or they keep jumping and not focusing. And now the next wave is going to be AI. So hopefully you can catch the AI wave when it hits. But we're going to see what's going on with influencers who are deciding to quit and go back to a 9 to 5 and see if, you know, being an influencer is what it's all cracked up to be. Because, you know, people be flexing and showing a hell of a lifestyle on the internet. But like, is it really, really true? So we're going to see. And then for last but not least, we got the AI portion of the show. We're going to dive in and look at that. And we're going to look at the new Tesla robots, the new Tesla Gen 3, volume 3.5, I believe. We're going to look at the upgrade that these things have. And it looks like that they are able to do a hell of a lot more action. And I think they'll be out in the streets as soon as 2026. Yeah, they'll be out there as soon as 2026, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to see these Tesla bots out there hitting these streets pretty soon. And they've updated a lot from what I've seen. And they have a hell of a lot more actions that they can do and a lot more, you know, things that they can do as far as, you know, motions and actions and things like that. And plus they got an update as far as the body movements and things like that. So we're going to take a look into that and see what's going on. Because if them things are going to be out in the streets pretty soon, then the only thing left to say is prepare the meat, so don't. So we gonna see how it go. We gonna see. It's gonna be pretty intense. It's gonna be crazy to see. But these next Tesla robots, these Gen 3s, version 3.5, I believe that's what they call it. Elon ain't playing out here in these streets. By 2030, we gonna have robots all over the place. Pretty sure by that time robots will be employed and they will be working at places and serving us as far as job employment goes, and then humans won't really have much of a jobs, and then universal basic income will soon be on the horizon. So there you have it. That's my synopsis. That's my opinion on that right there. So we're going to see how this pans out and see how this plays. But without further ado, let's not waste too much time. It's already late in the evening. It's what, a Monday? You probably got to go to sleep here soon, but whatever. If you can't sleep and you're just sitting on your phone scrolling, you're just kind of holding it, doing a little thing right here, hopefully I can appease you until you fall asleep, and hopefully you make it through the whole show. But let's go ahead and get into the first portion of the show, which is the fitness portion of the show. Let me get that banner up real quick. Bam. And let's get our red-headed fit Latina to tell us what's going on.
Let's get ready for the fitness segment of the show.
All right. She's looking kind of Aki over there. I mean, hey. I'm not too into that much muscles, but you know, I mean, she might be able to get the business. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably give her the business. Just, you know, call a spade a spade. But anyhow, let's focus. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to dive into the fitness portion of the show. We're going to go ahead and check out this first video, which is going to be about Will Tennyson. Shout out to him. Fair use. We're going to see what happens. He says he joined the Billionaire Fitness Club, which is 50K membership. So let's go ahead and jump right on over and change that banner real quick and get it right. And let's take a look at what happens whenever you join the Billionaire Membership Club and how things look whenever you get a 50K membership. I think it's a year, but we'll see if it's a month. Here we go.
This gym costs 100 times more than the average American spends on fitness each year. Let's see if it's worth it.
Welcome to Love Life, the $50,000 a year wellness fortress for LA's health-obsessed elite. For the next 24 hours, I'm going to be experiencing life as one of its lucky members to see how far money can really take you in the pursuit of longevity.
Right off the bat, this place is absolutely massive. It's 45,000 square feet. And on the window, it looks like they offer a ton of things. Lymphatic compression, I don't even know what most of this stuff is. Ton of things. Lymphatic compression.
So what we have here, we have hyperbaric oxygen therapy, lymphatic compression, Chinese herbal medicine, acupuncture, massage, and facials. Whoa, hold up, facials. Pause. Well, I mean, unless you're able to give your therapist a facial. Physical therapy, cafe and wellness bar, and indoor pickleball court. And then there was another one on the other door, if we could see it.
And on the window, it looks like they offer
Advanced Labs, DEXA scan, VO2 Max, state-of-the-art fitness, yoga, reformer Pilates studios, a cold plunge, dry and steam sauna, and something light therapies.
a ton
Chiro and red light therapy
of things.
Okay.
Lymphatic compression, I don't even know what most of this stuff is.
Here we go.
This is pretty crazy. It's really cool. There's a massive window into the gym. It's kind of reminding me of Krispy Kreme. When you look in and see the donuts being made, I can just look in right now and see all of the freshest offerings and all the new gym equipment. What is that supposed to be? This is like a gym in like 2075. And like, look at this thing. This just looks like some sort of like alien DDR.
Stanford Business Essentials is a...
Oh man, they got me already. I'm pretty sure I refreshed this earlier. That's kind of crazy, but so far so good. We're seeing with this so 50K a year. 50K a year, not a month, 50K a year, but still, like I said, that's like 4,000 something a month, which is more than some people's salary, but they got this on a gym membership. But let's continue.
This is gonna be an interesting day.
Right when you walk in, this place has a vibe unlike any gym I've seen before. Very open, bright, and very Whole Foods-like, which makes sense. You'll see why soon.
Love life? I mean, if you can afford this place, how could you not love life? So this place is actually opened by the people who started Whole Foods. What does that even mean? Does that mean organic barbells? Do those exist? And that also begs the question, when is the Trader Joe's gym coming? So today I'm gonna be experiencing the unlimited membership, which they also call the concierge membership, $50,000. And why would they call it the concierge membership? Concierge work for people. You think this would be called like the Emperor membership or something?
As the newest concierge member, I was escorted by Michael, the president of Love Life, to the spa area because otherwise I would probably get lost. For context, this place used to be a Best Buy.
Is this real?
It is a preserved moss. Yeah, it was once real.
The first test I'm doing is an RMR test to see what my calorie burn is at rest. This will allow them to make an optimized diet plan based on my goals.
Wow, this feels amazing. I'm in a zero gravity chair. This chair even has a massage feature in it. I'm getting a massage right now. They said for the next 15 to 20 minutes, my goal is to get as relaxed as humanly possible. Like almost to the point that I'm about to fall asleep.
I feel like I'm in like a cult leader waiting room. We have all these chairs in a circle that are facing each other, but then this statue's in the middle, blocking our eye contact. Just kind of like a weird choice. So we're here with Devon. He's gonna be doing my RMR test for me.
After 15 minutes of doing absolutely nothing, it was time to mask up and do another 20 to 25 minutes of absolutely nothing, which is hard.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. So far, just from him looking into the building, looking at the gym, had the whole, you know, food and bar stuff back there, and then this is the first room he goes into with the massage chair and whatever the hell they're about to do to him. I mean, I'm so far, I'm kind of intrigued.
Hard for me because I usually don't shut up, but to get the best results, I need to chill out as much as possible.
It better be over 2,000 calories. Raise up the scale.
In the next 20 minutes, we'll just kind of see what the gas exchange is saying and what the data is saying. So now we're just going to let him rest. The more at rest he is, the more quiet and peace he is, the much more truly better data we'll get. Hopefully that wasn't too bad.
Oh man.
There you go. Feels good to breathe again, right?
Man, I ascended to like a new level of relaxation.
Really?
Yeah, my brain is scrambled eggs.
Yeah, man. No, I feel you. The toughest part of most people for this test, honestly, is just not doing anything. The very first thing we look at is this bottom chart. So this bottom chart is just going to show us the speed of your metabolism.
I was happy to see my metabolism was on the higher side with an RMR around 2300, burning through carbs nice and efficiently, which is the best news I've heard all day.
We can see your body is burning 37.8% fat and it's burning 62.2% carbs. So you lean slightly carb heavy, but most people do.
I like donuts.
Yeah.
So that's good to know.
We all like donuts.
Yeah. We just did the RMR. Now we are walking into the medical.
I wasn't aware that existed. I didn't know that you could check to see what your body digests more between fats and carbs. His protein said 0. So I'm just kind of curious what that was, but they didn't give us that one. But that's a good start. So far, so good. We're on a good start. I've never seen that before, so I'm pretty intrigued on what we got left. The secret door, the gym tour. He ain't even hit the gym yet. Longevity assessment, food court. Why they got an eggplant next to the food, bro? Why do they got an eggplant next to the food court? Bruh. That's not cool. Bruh. And then we got recovery and therapy. All right, well, let's continue.
Wing to meet with a doctor, so it's time to see what kind of prescriptions they're willing to write for me. This is beautiful. I mean, I wouldn't mind bending over and coughing in one of these.
I followed the doctor all the way down the hall to the very back room that they call the medical suite, where typically famous people are sneaked in through the back door, that door right there. It was really nice of them to help me feel special for the day.
We have something on the screen. Tell me about it.
This is a nutrigenomics test. What that means is that what kind of nutrition we intake can change the outcome of our symptoms based on our genes.
Does this test help you guys develop a plan for a member, like in the gym and in their diet?
Absolutely. So with this test, it is reviewed by myself, the physician, and with a nutritionist in order to reach that goal of prevention, reducing symptoms, and also longevity.
Is this like primary medical care?
We can do everything your primary care would do, but it's on a membership basis. So we can handle all the assessments and more, all the annual checkup, all the sick care.
I'm Canadian. I'm even jealous of that. Yeah, damn.
You should be a little jealous too, because you can get in here within a couple of days, not 3 weeks or 3 months.
Is it 24/7 medical care?
We do have a 24/7 membership. It's called Unlimited. It gives you unlimited doctor time, unlimited physical therapist, unlimited personal trainer, unlimited use of the space.
I think people might think it's expensive, but these days, if you stub your toe, you go to the doctor, that's gonna run you $1,000.
With the unlimited membership coming with 24/7 doctor access, the price tag all of a sudden seems like a pretty good deal.
Yo, that's not a bad, that's pretty legit. You know what? Let me give them a round of applause for that one. That's a good one. So you get literally a secret doctor on the cool with your $50,000 a year membership, but this doctor takes you more on a, I don't want to say the holistic or healthy approach, because that's what they're tailored around is health and wellness, as opposed to a doctor's office is basically on treatment and not the cure. So I think this so far is looking like a good deal. I'm actually liking it.
Next, it was time to take a look at the gym, which consists of indoor pickleball courts, traditional weights, some pretty cool high-tech stuff that I've never seen before, and a full recovery zone.
I gotta say that this gym looks like a professional sports team's gym. There's not a lot of machines. There's a lot of like the basic things, which doesn't necessarily mean it's bad at all. It has
By the way, for the record, this is Kool-Aid. Just want to put that out there. I'm drinking Kool-Aid. I'm not under the influence while I make a YouTube live. I just want to be clear. I'm not trying to hide anything, but then I figured I keep looking obvious. This is Kool-Aid. I promise. Nothing funny. Let's continue.
Everything that you need. They have like these sick custom racks here. It also looks like they have like a 2-to-1 TV to membership ratio, which is always good. Like I could feel like I could claim these two while I'm working out, and I'm not taking away from anyone else's experience. They got the Kaiser machines, just like a Continuum Club. So if a gym has Kaiser, safe to say you probably can't afford it.
One of the reasons why Kaiser machines are so great is because they run on compressed air to deliver smooth, consistent resistance throughout the entire range of motion with less shock on the joints.
Amazing turf. Now, I was actually surprised, given the demographic that they were talking about, that the dumbbells actually go all the way up to 140s. I was expecting it to be going up to 50s like a hotel gym. So I was pleasantly surprised about that. Tons of cardio machines, and then you get over to the fancy stuff here. Not a very busy gym as well. I was hoping to see some celebrities. Don't see any yet. Maybe they're gonna come.
Just know that if you see somebody in there, well, there's the question. I don't know if it's a membership only gym, like you can only pay the membership to be there, or do they have a day pass? But it's called Love Life. So while he's checking out Love Life, I'm gonna quit looking at me like that.
I wanted to work in with one of them. Doesn't seem like a very hardcore gym, but you can do some damage in here.
It was time for the next thing on the to-do list as a concierge member, the longevity assessment, starting with grip strength.
If you tested me at 17, you'd think I live forever, man.
Yeah, exactly. So
you're like the freshest guy at the gym, by the way.
Oh, thank you, man.
Like,
every now and then, I step out there every now and then.
Do people tell you look like Kobe?
Every day. Man.
Every day. He looks like Kobe.
Every day. I hear
Kobe,
that all the time. They tell me I look like a love child between Tupac and Kobe. So I'm like,
holy.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I just talk to my mom and figure out what she had going on. Grip strength. You get 2 tries. Let's see what you got. Squeeze, 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 and release. All right, we got a 141. I will say that just broke the record. The club record up until this point was 139. All right, so you got a new record.
Do I get a free membership now?
Yeah, for today. 123 and above puts you in the strong category. So essentially, you're gonna live forever. So it's great. Next, we'll go into farmer's care.
Is this a real test or like a metaphorical test to see if I can handle the load of life's burdens?
So when you say is it real or metaphorical, sort of expand on that. What do you mean?
It's just a joke.
Test 2 is farmer's carries. I have to see if I can hold 100% of my body weight for 1 minute.
In my world, that's 2 rounds, man.
Yeah, man, that's it. In my world, that's 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
And go. All right, nice and slow. I knew we should have got those hundreds, making it look easy.
I'm carrying Whole Foods grocery bags right now, man.
That's it, and so you leaned into it. So the idea is, can you carry groceries out of the car as you age into life? All right, and we're gonna turn, come back. 15 seconds to go. And time. You set those down, watch your foot, yeah. Woo. Not bad, huh? Is that something that you normally do? Are you normally doing farmer's carry?
No, hell no.
Not at all?
No.
Really? You got a chance. Yeah.
I got the club record on the grip.
He's up to 141. Mine's
He got that grip because he would probably be beating his meat. That's why he got that grip record. Don't be trying to fool nobody will. Mr. probably over there beating his meat, getting the grip of it. Look, see his face? Look, the dude on the screen face, he probably a little playing with himself.
It's like 132, but I wasn't really trying, but it's fine.
I was crushing the test so far, but this next one.
Your father knows about saving.
Oh man, they hit us with the John Cena beat, and then they turn around and, I hope they don't give me a copyright for that John Cena beat, because WWE don't be playing. They be really like on it. So let me see if I can get past it. Let me give it a minute.
You can't rock.
Cool. I can't do like the.
You cannot rock. You got to sit normal, so you'll be sitting all the way up, and you just have to stand up. You can bring your legs back towards you a little bit more, But you can't cross your legs, the mind won't even wrap around it, right? And you gotta stand up. We have had people do this.
Can you do it?
I cannot.
Okay, I feel a bit.
My hips are completely lying.
Okay. Well, I can't rock.
Yep. What?
I feel so helpless.
Right? Your mind won't even wrap around it. You're like, what do I even do?
Like I'm like loading right now.
Yeah, trying to figure out like how's it gonna make sense.
I'm glitching.
What we find is the younger people they are, the more their hips are able to. Thankfully I get to put you in average in one of the categories. That makes me feel good.
That was just average?
Next test is a wall sit that you need to hold for 3 minutes to get a perfect score.
Come take a seat. Tell me what you want for Christmas.
Oh man, if I come sit down, man, maybe I might get what I want for Christmas. Yeah. Was that a leg shake, man? That was
no.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a leg shake, or unless you're just starting to twerk. I didn't know what was going on. We got to edit out that sit on your lap joke.
Oh no, we're keeping it in.
Yeah, no, I've had some regrettable moments around here. And time. All right. All right. Good job. We'll let those recover. We'll go 3-0-1.
Then I needed to hold a plank for at least 2 minutes before heading over to the fancy machines for a balance test.
You got to try to stay on this thing. I haven't had anybody fly off yet.
I can survive the wildest rise, man.
Okay, yeah. If you fly off, let's please get it on camera. All right, so.
Do I get to,
You do not get to hold on. So what happens is if your hands touch, you fail. To be able to get into the excellent category, you got to make it to level 5.
Want to stand behind me just in case I can you can break my fall if you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think you'll be fine, yeah.
All right, so real quick, I just looked into it. A day pass at this Love Life gym, just a day pass is $100. So $100 for 1 day is just go in there and enjoy. I don't know. It allows access to the fitness and recovery equipment and facilities. So yeah. And it potentially goes toward your membership if you choose to get one. Well, hell, it better. I mean, Jesus.
I had the 80-year-old lady on here and she didn't fall, but hey, it's fine. Whoa, there we go. Way to fight it. Way to fight it. Awesome. And time.
Man, surf's up,
man.
dude.
Good
Shit.
work.
Wow.
It was now time to test my 1 rep max for the squat and bench press on the Oxfit. But before we started lifting, I had to calibrate myself to the machine for it to understand all my movements.
Really looking at the range of motion that you got going on in your hips. It's the most I've ever talked about another man's hips in my life.
I bring that out of...
You do, yeah, that's fine, man, yeah. But you can see, actually, you've got a little bit of range of motion things going on.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, no, that's not good. So we definitely got...
That's interesting. So you're able to see your range of motion from, that's really good. That's all right. So far, especially with the doctor thing added in there, so far, just seeing his assessments and what he's able to do and how he's able to kind of check himself, and they basically what it's seeming like to me is the way they assess people. Number one, they're assessing people with money, and they're assessing people for like longevity in life. Like he was saying earlier, like he was doing the fireman carries with the dumbbells with 90 pounds on each hand. Basically, like, are you able to carry groceries as you get up in age type thing? Like, are you able to sustain and still be functional and mobile as you get older? So it's so far, man, it seems like a really good deal. It doesn't seem like a bad deal. I mean, when you hear it at first, $50,000 for a gym membership sounds like garbage, but when you kind of look into it to see what more they add to it, it seems pretty legit. I can't even knock it.
Things going on.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, no, that's not good. So we definitely got some range of motion challenges going on.
I wanted to see that. Squat depth.
Squat did get low.
Yeah.
So he can get low with the squats.
But then people are starting to be like, yo, that wasn't deep enough.
Yeah, but let's also make sure we don't ignore that one. As we highlight the squat, we definitely want to make sure.
No, just, yeah.
Now we got 1 rep max. We can start off with squat.
Whoa.
Now, a couple different options on here. You can do a virtual mirror, which is what we're doing now if you like want to check yourself out. I just want to make sure my hair always looks good. That's the thing. But you can kind of see that 273 does not feel like 273.
It does not, man.
I will say the weights felt so much harder on this than normal. It was extremely difficult to keep balanced.
Nice.
That does not feel like 273.
Rack that out.
Oh my.
But you can kind of see how it pulls you from every direction.
That's
so that
like
273
that's
feels,
like 405.
It feels a lot heavier. All right, so 227 for one. I'm gonna go ahead and circle it ahead of time. Something tells me you got 227.
Yeah?
All right, let's see what you got.
Normally, 225 pounds on the bench press is incredibly easy. Here, I almost failed the lift.
Good. Nice. 227 feels completely different than 227. Now let's lean into some of the advanced settings that you can do on here. This is gonna send some random impulses left, right, and this is really good for working stability. Since you struggle with the 227, we'll make it a little lighter for you.
Okay.
You know, I usually start at 227, but it's fine. Oh, wow. And you can see how it's really challenging your bench press, but this is gonna help with stability like crazy. Now, if you wanna see how the spotter kicks in, you struggle. I'm not gonna leave you under there forever, right? Oh man, you're stuck. You're stuck under there.
Why are you doing this?
All right, man, all right, low. But you can see like there's no weight on there.
Yeah.
Good job, man. Killed it.
Yeah.
All right,
so based on my score.
Your score?
Yeah.
Poor.
Aren't you gonna live forever?
Well, it says based on your score, you should probably make some plans. On this one, I want you to think whack-a-mole, okay?
Okay.
So it's not about necessarily how hard.
All right, so bench press with stability. That's interesting, and I ain't never seen that before. And it's safe too, so you can't like crush your head with the weights or crush your throat or crush your chest cave or cave your chest or anything like that. So that's pretty interesting. So far, man, this thing has been pretty legit. I got to give it to him. Whoever, thought that, well, it's owned by Whole Foods. So Whole Foods has this gym, and this is Whole Foods gym. The owners of Whole Foods has the gym. So far, so good. And if this is the assessment that you get that comes with your membership as well as a secret doctor, I mean, I think this is really, really a good deal. I'm just curious how, I want to know how far their doctor goes. You know what I mean? Could you replace your whole doctor and not never have to have insurance? That would be interesting. But, I mean, probably like no surgeries and nothing like that, but that's what everybody, but you want to avoid surgeries. But so far, so good.
Did you hit it? That's what she said. But it's more about, you got to sort of like with your palm. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
I'm not hitting you hard enough. I already know he's laughing behind me.
Nice. Yeah. Not bad. So we got 576 average reaction time. I would say that is around the sort of your hand, okay?
Yeah.
Didn't want to get you injured. You signed a waiver, didn't you?
It is a bit too hard.
All right, that happens.
Yeah.
That happens, I do that
get too into it,
Yeah. I do that all the time too, man. Yeah. That minute. For you, the areas that obviously I would say that you need improvement in, hip flexibility.
Yeah.
We also saw a little bit of tightness in the shoulders, internal, external rotation, and then you weren't able to stand up. It just means you're getting old, man.
Yeah.
The younger people that do this, they stand right up.
I completed the longevity assessment and things are looking good for me, hopefully. Devon then showed me another cool piece of technology that allows you to make even the lightest weights feel extremely difficult.
I don't want to make it too tight.
Tighter the better, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's only going to be a minute, so it doesn't really matter.
Is this supposed to accelerate muscle growth?
It does, but what they really advertise this for is recovery.
I was actually starting to get a pump curling nothing but air.
I can't guarantee that I wouldn't look down on my children if this is how they get jacked.
It's like ChatGPT, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Curls.
ChatGPT in the gym.
But now think about it. Not that I'm looking at how vascular you are, but look how vascular you are already.
He is checking me out. You're checking me out, Devon.
I noticed it, but I didn't. What it's doing from sort of a physiological standpoint is what's even better, as it's forcing all of that growth hormone, all of that testosterone. Well, could turn into testosterone.
Yeah.
That'd be great if we could just pump testosterone.
That would be.
I guess we could.
Yeah, we can. We definitely can.
That's another.
Do we do that here?
It's another conversation.
Yeah, it's up, yeah.
We do that behind pickleball. Obviously, we have them for upper body and lower body, so you could certainly also do them on the legs. You can run.
What about for the third leg?
I don't know if we have a small enough one.
I like how it's like it grips me and then it gives me some release.
Yeah, you like that?
The only thing is just not calling me daddy.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
We can actually, that's an add-on. One of the things that they don't promote, but that I find, I sleep better because of all of that sort of oxygenated good blood that's flowing through your body. It just helps you sleep better. So,
wow.
Katsu, my friend.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Now I want chicken katsu. Okay, so we're gonna get some food right now. So it's
All right, so we did the longevity assessment, the gym tour. So now we're at the food court. So the food court got to be legit because this place is owned by Whole Foods. So they had to have like went all out and did the right thing on Whole Foods. But then again, I don't know. We'll see. Then the recovery and therapy is that should be the chef's kiss at the end. But let's see how this. So far, so good though. This has been pretty interesting gym to see for $50,000 a year. Get the secret doctor, R&R test, which I never heard of, the longevity assessment. So all this is looking good. This is a $50,000 a year membership. So, you know, here we go.
It's not a gym where you're gonna come and just get protein bars and protein powdered water. Looks to be a lot fancier, which is kind of a good thing. And everything here seems to be farm to table, which sets the expectations much higher for food to mouth. So I think I'm gonna get this. Olipop is so Whole Foods. We're about to order a shitload of food.
There is so many options on this menu and everything looks insanely good. On top of that, they have an iPad with all the calories and macros listed for anything you get, which of course I was geeking out about.
Oh, that's 60 calories for the sauce? That's good.
And if you care or believe in its danger, the food here contains
no seed oils.
That's
gluten-free. Hit every diet mark there is.
So I might have overdone it, just a little. Got a smoothie, the caffeine dream, for obvious reasons. I love spending 50.
I mean, Will, you got bread, my G, but boy, that hair is atrocious. I just can't help but just keep looking at the hair, bruh. Sheesh, my guy, this hairline is just, not even the hairline, just the hair in general. Like, how you gonna walk into a $50,000 a year gym with this hair? Like, come on, bruh.
50 grand for the privilege of spending $13 for a smoothie. I mean, to be fair, this is $7 cheaper than typical LA smoothie market value. So at this point, it practically feels complimentary. It's really good too, sweetened with dates. I'm a green curry fanatic, tofu green curry. So they're very plant-based forward here. So I wanted to participate, but I restored some balance and got some steak for the meaty finish. Let's give a taste test here. It tastes authentic and trendy at the same time. Honestly, I don't know if LA is just getting to my head, but the tofu is making me not miss the meat whatsoever. Wow. Over here we have the Mexican steak wrap. So I believe the reason why they call it Mexican is because it's in a tortilla. Because fun fact, tortillas originated in Mexico. Now this looks freaking phenomenal. Everything here is also gluten-free, wrapped beautifully. Dip it here. A lot of steak. Whoa. There's actually too much steak. Holy shit. Wow, usually in wraps, the steak that's in the wraps is like the scraps, like the eye around. This is almost like filet mignon, man. I really wanted to try this thing. Kind of looks like a TikTok scam. All the colors in there. A lot of healthy ingredients. Got some dark chocolate, coconut, chia seeds. Oh my God. Haven't swallowed this many seeds since Valentine's Day. This one here was forced upon us. They said it's like one of the best sellers. It's more of a dessert. Homemade pistachio butter, coconut meat. Don't know what makes it blue. Wow. It's very hard to go to a gym where the food is spectacular. Spectacular.
For real, everything is Whole Foods level.
Well, I mean, I would say that's a given. The food, I would assume the food had to be good, but then again, everybody's taste buds is different. But I would have held the food to a high esteem, knowing that this gym is owned by Whole Foods, or the owner of Whole Foods has this gym, or whatever I'm trying to say. So I would have assumed the food would have had to been A1. Like, you can't. That just wouldn't even be right. You know what I mean? Like, if your food sucked or was like regular gym food, and you are the owner of Whole Foods and have a gym, that would have been highly disappointing. Plus with $50K a year price tag, $4,000 a month, I would hold the food department to a high esteem over anything else. I really wouldn't even hold your gym to a high department as I would your food court. So shout out to them.
I got the top seller, which was leveled up avocado toast. Of course it is.
Oh my God. I'm loving life right now. Oh,
I absolutely deleted this food and significantly overate, but that's okay. It's for work to see if this place is even worth it.
for a gym to be $50,000, it takes a lot for it to be worth it. But so far from what we've seen, the people that we've interacted with, and the food, it's looking good. It's looking really good. And we haven't even got to the recovery yet. So what's like your favorite part about the gym?
Honestly, it's probably the people that either work here or they're members at this place. You have everyone up from Vince Vaughn to just regular day-to-day people trying to take care of their health. I mean, they have a nutritionist on staff, they have Eastern Western medicine, they have everything they can offer. And then from like an athlete perspective, cold plunge, saunas, hyperbaric chambers, Normatec boots, they offer everything.
Yeah. Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. My new pickleball partner.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
And it's incredible.
Anyone else show up here?
Kendrick Lamar. Those are probably the two big names that I've seen here.
Who do you think won the beef, Drake or Kendrick?
Yeah, I am not in a position to say. Probably Kendrick.
After eating, I wanted to take advantage of all the extra amenities, starting with...
That was a good answer. He was like, I am not the beef. No, sir. I am not in a position to say nothing. I'm trying to keep my job.
Acupuncture. It's a traditional Chinese medicine technique. It was mostly relaxing, but with some pretty painful moments.
Your second toe was there.
Damn, that one hurt.
Sorry. What does it feel like?
That felt like ripping a muscle out of my skin.
How's it feel now?
It's good now.
Okay.
Acupuncture is often paired with gua sha, which is this stone-like thing she's using to scrape my face. Even saying the word gua sha makes my jaw feel better. I was literally in heaven. I don't think I've ever been this relaxed in my entire life.
Man, you're so good at putting the needles in. I don't even know where you go inside.
That's what she said.
To finish off, we did some cupping to relieve muscle pain and tension, improve blood circulation, and promote relaxation. And yeah, the lumps on my back look absolutely terrifying. From there, I went and put on what looks to be a pair of Brian Shaw's pants, but it's actually a lymphatic drainage massage, which is not cheap.
Using 12 zones of air to inflate and deflate to push the lymphatic fluids towards your core so you can get those toxins out.
I think I'm being squeezed like a tube of toothpaste.
Whoa!
Getting drained in the red light. Am I in LA or am I in Amsterdam? This has been quite the day. I feel amazing. I don't want to go home. There's a point where you just start to feel like a lab rat. I think I've hit that point.
I wonder how long this entire experience has taken him. I wonder exactly what is the exact amount of time that he's been in there. Move forward. He's been in there from start to finish, and because he's been chilling in there for a minute. Like the longevity assessment took a while. The first thing you did, the R&R, was just 15, 20 minutes to sit in the chair doing nothing. So he's been in there for a hot minute. So I'm curious of how long this whole thing took. Maybe he'll tell us.
I'm so relaxed.
There are a few different options for cold exposure here, but out in the open is cryotherapy, which gets between -120 and 190.
This does feel like Everest. I have officially inverted. All my vascularity is just going away. I look like I don't lift anymore. Can you even see my abs? It's only been a minute? My nipples might take your eye out right now. They are so hard. 3, 2, 1.
Great job.
Oh, that felt like a survival situation.
You lose the vascularity because all the blood is rushing all to your internal organs.
Yeah, I look like I don't even lift anymore.
You know?
Yeah.
It'll
You think so?
It'll be right back. Pretty soon you'll get a nice little boost of energy.
Yeah, no, I feel great now.
And that's why we kind of have it right before the gym, because it kind of works like.
Oh, is this like the pre-workout?
It's like your pre-workout.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Jermaine struggled for years.
Interesting. I never thought of that being that type of a pre-workout. And homeboy teeth are jacked up, and it's sheesh, Jesus. Sorry I had to see that. Oh my gosh, it gets worse. All right, let's see what's up. Finishing up right here with this video. We're almost done. So here we go. Let's see.
Recover. You get that? The vibes in this area, unparalleled. It's my favorite by far. I love how the cold plunges are all side by side. Because you come in with the boys, the first guy who complains about the coldness, next round of smoothies are on him. You know what I mean? Look at this, they also have.
I'll be buying smoothies for everybody because I'll be straight complaining non-stop. Oh my God, that looks so bad on his back. I never understood what those cup things are for. I think, well, I guess they mentioned it. It's for the drainage, the lymphatic drainage or whatever. Fix my camera. Yeah, I just, it just looks so terrible on your back. Like, look at this. This looks horrible, man. This looks very, 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 very bad. Ugh. I wonder if it works. I see people do it, but I just don't. That doesn't seem like. No. That would have to go away immediately. I can't walk around with that on my back. I see people with that. I'm like, nah, it's just not my thing. Like, nah, I don't want no remnants of that. That looks gross.
For your phone, so you can go on Instagram and post a story, because if you don't do that, I mean, really no point in doing it, right? So I'm not doing cold plunges. I hate that. But we got the saunas. Tell me why we need a sauna this big. Imagine how long it takes to heat this thing up. And when this thing gets full, it's probably like that movie, Snakes on a Plane, if you know what I'm saying. It really does feel like royalty just sitting in here in a sauna that's genuinely probably bigger than my condo that I live in. I need some friends.
After the sauna, I went into this massive steam room where you couldn't see anything. It was actually kind of creepy.
Oh, there's 2 people over there?
Yeah.
Can you guys see me?
No.
No. It's like that show, Love is Blind. I like being in here because I can be anyone who I want to be, you know? It's like being at a masquerade.
Same though.
Yeah.
I can't see you. Like, you could be flipping me out right now. No idea.
I'm just blowing you kisses, don't worry.
If you were gonna take me on a date, where would it be? What would we do?
All right, well, I'm gonna go. So you guys have a great rest of your night. Yeah, bye.
I don't know if you guys can tell how much more relaxed my face looks from all that Eastern medicine stuff. That was crazy. I feel like I chugged a bottle of freaking painkillers. Now we're on the 10th mat. Apparently this was used for horses to recover, which is just insane. And the fact that all of this is just here to use whenever you want, I can book an appointment for the acupuncture anytime I want. It just keeps on getting better and better. And everyone apparently feels something once they get off this mat, so that'll be interesting to see.
And it takes about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Results, just sort of.
Yeah. Whoa. My brain feels like it's like fuzzy.
I just spent the entire day inside this gym, and honestly, I could have slept here. Whether it's worth it really depends on what you value. All
right, well, I think that looks like it was something that could be worth it. I mean, at some point in time, when you get to that point in life, why not? You know what I mean? It's going for longevity. Oh, got a little dredge stuck over there on the side right there. Let's fix that right there. We're good? Yeah, we're good. So yeah, I think that was a good deal. $50,000 a year. I think if you got the money to swing it, you know, the discretionary income to do it, I would do it. I actually think it would be a good thing to have. As far as like, how do you say it? I mean, you got the longevity aspect of it. Then you have, you know, the doctor, the R&R. I mean, I don't know. I would have to, you know what? I would have to personally try it first. Then when I personally try it first, then I can make an honest assessment. Because while looking at somebody doing it, then you actually like being in the environment, feeling it, and plus trying the food, because the food would, I mean, the food would actually be a thing. Because that might be one of the things I do, have a membership and just go in there and just eat some of their food. But as far as everything else that comes with it, understanding the longevity as you get older, I feel like that would be something that is like extremely worth it, especially when you got secret doctors in there included in your membership. So to me, I believe that's a good deal depending on where you are in life, whatever age you are. So I would say like 45, 50 and up, this would be something great to have. 50 and up for sure, 50, 55, I keep going up and up. That to me, that would be great to have. I mean, hell, if you could swing it now, if you could swing it at 35, 40 and up, I would say it's a good deal to get you started ahead of time and keep you, because plus you get that that longevity assessment where you can see where you are, what your mobility is. I think it was the mobility that they were looking at. When he had like a good, it was range of motion. So his squat range of motion was good, but these other things were bad. To know what your range of motion is in certain places, I mean, it's a good deal. I would say it's a good deal, man. I would give it. I would for sure give it a shot, though. I would at least do a day pass or 3, or you know what I mean, to experience the whole shebang and see what it's like. So I would go for it. I would actually give it a shot. I'll probably do like a few days there in a week to see what the experience feels like and see if it's worth it. I mean, it's for sure a hell of a worth a try. $100 day pass. If you get to also do all that stuff, including as well, that would be great. So shout out to them, man. Love Life is the name of the place. It's in LA. So shout out to them. And then you get to play pickleball with Vince Vaughn. And you might run into Kendrick Lamar in there. Those are the big names he said. There's some other names in there that you probably, I'm pretty sure there's other people there as well. But also it's in LA. So I think the $50,000 a year membership is high simply because of the location of the building. I'm pretty sure if they have Love Life in different locations? Well, since they have a Love Life in LA, I'm pretty sure the membership price will probably have to stay the same across the board, I assume. Let's see, Love Life Gym. Where is it? Is only one in LA? Let's see, Love Life Holistic Health Wellness Club. Holistic. Oh, this one looks different. This one looks a hell of a lot. This one actually is pretty much cooler than the other one. Better than one we've seen. But I wonder if they have more than one, because I'm looking at one right now, and this one's in California as well. So maybe it's the same place. I don't know. Love Life Gym, how many locations? Let's figure this out real quick, because I'm actually kind of curious on how many of these locations that they have. Let's see, Love Life. There's one. Is there one in Texas? No way. There better not be one in Texas. I'm gonna go there tomorrow. Let's see. Membership, medical, fitness, pickleball. Why is pickleball such a big deal? I don't understand. Isn't pickleball like racquetball or wall ball, but with a racket in your hand? So no, the only one I see is in California. So I believe the only one that they have is in Cali. So I don't think you would get it anywhere else. So the $50,000 a year price, I would say it stands because of the fact that you're in LA, and everybody knows the cost of living in California is expensive as hell. So that probably anywhere else on the map, like if you would have had that same place in Texas, it'd probably be like 30,000 a year, maybe 25. I would say that would be my assumption. It wouldn't be 4,000. It wouldn't be 4,300 a month. It'd probably be like 2,000 to 2,500 a month. I'm assuming, just because of the fact that you're in California with that. But nonetheless, man, your health is wealth, so take care of it. And especially if you can, prevent is better than, cure. Preventative maintenance is very important. So having that and being able to, use the facilities and be able to, check things and check your body and have a doctor on site and be able to check it. I would say that's a good resource to have in your back pocket, and always stay on top of things. And I'm gonna go on a ballpark and say that he probably stayed in there for at least 4 hours, because he went through everything, the whole rigmarole. He went through it all. So I'm gonna say he was in there for at least 4 solid hours, and he did everything. Acupuncture. I mean, he should have ended with a massage on the cool. That's what I would have did. I would have like, all right, well, an hour and a half, 2 hours, we finna finish. I'm finna get a massage. I get the hell up out of here. I would have finished it with that. But nonetheless, I think it's worth the deal for sure. But take care of your health, man. Take care of your health and your fitness. It's the main thing that you do want to do, because that right there just shows you that your health is wealth. And the last thing you want to do is to go to, if you live in the States, the last thing you want to do is be in a hospital trying to deal with, any kind of medical conditions or concerns that you have. So if you can stay on top of that stuff and not have to worry about it as you grow older and, age gracefully or whatever, that's what you want to aim to do, is age gracefully. Because that right there, that is, and it's actually a good name, Love Life. And when you go through the whole thing that they have for you, the whole little program that they got, I mean, hey, you probably feel like you love life. On top of that, plus you get Whole Foods who set up your food and your diet and all that stuff, so you can't go wrong, man. So another motivation, another thing I always preach to people and tell you, man, focus on trying to, focus on getting rich. You guys need to get rich, get super wealthy, make some great investments, keep your head down for the next 5 or 10 years, and you could just live like that, love life, you know what I mean? Maybe not in California or whatever, because, if California ain't your cup of tea, and the way it's looking, California ain't looking too shabby right about right now. I'm just going to say California ain't looking like a place to be. But you can find other places like that and live a great life and just get rich and then just, move and be wherever you want to be like a nomad or something, and just enjoy life, enjoy the world. Earth is your turf, you know what I mean? If you want to have kids, whatever, but try to do, I like how Grant Cardone does. He homeschools his kids and travels with them. That's a great thing. You just got to have a spouse that's good enough. But hey, these Tesla robots, these robots might change that game here pretty soon. But yeah. With that being said, we're going to switch over to the next segment of the show. We're going to go ahead and dive into the economy portion of the show, where we're going to sit down and talk about what exactly is going on in the economy with influencers who are quitting their influencers who no longer want to be influencers, and they are quitting and they are going to 9 to 5. So we're going to dive deep and look into that. We're going to look at a video as to see why these influencers are no longer wanting to be influencers and they're going to go the 9 to 5 route. I mean, we can all kind of figure out that the economy has a foot in everybody's behind, but we're going to hear from some influencers and see what they were doing and if the money was worth it or what they're doing to make ends meet, and if it really is, greener pastures on the other side, or is it not all what it cracked up to be, or whatever is going on. So we're going to take a look at that. So let's go ahead and dive into the economy portion of the show. So let my future AI robot give us the intro. Here she come.
Welcome to the economy segment of the show. Enjoy.
I'm telling you, when I get me a robot and they start putting skins on them, you've seen Subservience with Megan Fox. You've seen it. That's gonna be me. Telling you, bro, it's gonna be me. Me and my robot. I'm just saying. Leave me alone. You're gonna hear us. Hey, my robot gonna be wilding. My robot, different voices, all sorts of stuff. It's gonna be crazy. But yeah. Anyhow, let's move on to the next thing. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. I know, I'm tripping. So we're going to go ahead and switch these banners over real quick, and we're going to dive in and take a look at the economy portion of the show. And let's look at these influencers. Let's see what's going on, is why people quit being an influencer and decided to go and get a real job. So let's see how this goes. But real quick, let me make sure that no ads come up. And one of the things is, influencer was a wave that hit back when, Instagram and stuff kind of started. I don't know how old Instagram is. Maybe like 15 years old, 15, 20 years old or whatever, because you had the Vine. Remember, do it for the Vine, then do it for the Gram and all this stuff. Then all these social media platforms started kicking off, and then, and then the women, got on the social media, and they just started putting like booties and breasts and mook snuggles all over the gram. And I remember me and my boys back in the day was like, oh, you see her, you see this, and it was madness. You know what I mean? Now it's watered down. It's like, you've seen it. But now, the influencer phase has changed. The money that was being made is not the same as it was at the beginning, where everybody was just going crazy, making hand over fist with money left and right. And, you're getting paid big time off Instagram, because I think they stopped that. You don't get paid off Instagram like that, like you used to no more, as far as posts and stuff go. You can still get paid on Snapchat. TikTok, I heard that there's been some ruckus with TikTok paying people out, so that's been a little different, which I think they talk about that on here too. So we're going to look and see what's going on with this influencer thing. It's going to be interesting to see exactly how it looks on the other side of it, to see if it's really a feasible option for people to do. And I'm also try to find some articles too, and look at those as well, to see what the projection of being an influencer is going to be in the next 5 to 10 years, to see if it's going to be either still human, or is it going to be mostly AI influencers going to take over the space. So we're going to see. So anyway, enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and dive on into this video, and let me change the banner right here. And we're going to take a look and see why they quit being influencers. Shout out to Zach V2 for this video, fair use, and we're going to go ahead and go through it. Let's check it out.
Being an influencer. I quit being an influencer this year officially.
Let's talk about why I decided to return to a 9-to-5 job after being a full-time digital content creator.
The Wall Street Journal just published an expose on how much influencers make, and it's not much.
So today we're going to be going over a topic recommended from one of you guys.
Influencers make less than the average U.S. worker at $58,000 per year. Social media influencers aren't getting rich. They're barely getting by. Platforms are paying less for popular posts. Brands are pickier about partnerships, and a possible TikTok ban looms. All right, so we don't know the date on that. We did hear about a TikTok ban like about a year ago, so we don't know exactly when this is, but just reading this little bit right here for you to see what is going on. But let's continue.
It's not much.
So today we're going to be going over a topic recommended from one of you guys. Please make more of these influencer quitting videos. It's very informative and gives more perspective behind the scenes beyond what these influencers show you. I know that this is the new dream job for many right now, but people are starting to realize that you can't just upload a few videos or posts and expect to just start rolling in the money now. And if you do get to that level, it doesn't mean that the money's going to be consistent or stable for the rest of your life. So we're going to be looking at many examples today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's just start off with this clip.
This is my story of why I decided to quit being a full-time influencer after a year and get a job in corporate America.
So she did it for 1 year. So she was a full-time influencer for just 1 year, and then she quit and got the full-time job. Okay, so she went hard for a year and then she dipped out. So let's see what the issue is. Here we go.
Reason number one why I decided to not be a full-time influencer anymore is honestly money. This came down to stability and my long-term goals, and I felt like I could just reach those financial goals quicker if I wasn't an influencer. I also may have jumped into being a full-time influencer sooner than I wanted to, and I had to bust my ass to honestly make as much money as I wanted to every month. I was taking on, I'm not even joking, like 12 sponsorships a month just to make ends meet, and that was just not the vibe for me. So how many sponsorships do I need to take every single month? Am I willing to do that? And what happens if I don't get that many sponsorships? And I did have multiple streams of income. I was doing Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I had Google AdSense from YouTube. I had my Like to Know It, and my affiliate links were starting to do really well. So even though I had multiple streams of income, sponsorships were without a doubt like 80% of my income. So if I wasn't getting brand sponsorships, things were rough.
Okay, so I think you know my stance with...
Okay, so far, I'm going to give you my stance instead of his. I'm going to go ahead and pass on him talking.
Imagine being able to build an app with your...
See, that's why your boy got to get YouTube Premium. But while this is going on, what she was describing, this is my personal opinion on this. To me, what it sounded like what she was describing, basically, how she was explaining her influencer pay was working. Okay, so 12 sponsorships in a month. You got 12 sponsorships in a month, and that was 80% of your income. Okay, so she was basically getting paid off of a lot of sponsors. Now, to me personally, after hearing what she just said, to sum it up, her doing all of that, and she said she had to bust her tail to make ends meet, to me, this would sound like a great gig or a great job for a married couple. You know, if the man is the breadwinner and the woman gets to just make extra discretionary income by doing as she pleases, content creation and, you know, making side money on the side, I think that would be great for a wife. That's just my opinion. If you know your wife is like that, you know what I mean? Because it would give her something to do. You know what I mean? It gives her attention. She could use the kids if she wants to put the kids on social media. She could do whatever sponsorship she wants to do without the stress of having to worry about making the money. She could just have fun with it. And then she could use the attention to talk to all the girlies across the social media realm of world and have all this communication and all that stuff. So I think that would be a great position for a wife, if you know, because you know she ain't gonna get bored. She's always got attention other than the husband. To me, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. It just depends on the person for sure. It just depends. But I think what she was describing, it would have been a heck of a lot better for her if she didn't have to worry about the money of it. If she could just do it just cause, you know what I mean? Like she would just have fun doing it because the money wouldn't be an issue. Her overhead would be covered and she would just be doing this stuff, making money from it or making extra dough from it. And, you know, to invest, or, you know, how they say, you know, your money is her money and her money is her money, or however you married people do things. But to me, it sounded like it would have been great for a wife to do, to keep her occupied. You know what I mean? To keep her, you know, not feeling like she's unheard and, you know, tied down to this wife role that, you know, women feel enslaved to nowadays. I think it would be a great thing for a wife to do if she enjoys that type of if she enjoys that type of I don't know, if she has that kind of personality. That's what I'm trying to say. If she has that kind of personality, kind of like this, like that woman did. She seemed like she had a salesy type personality, like a sales personality, but, you know, if she was making it to a point where she was able to cover all of her bills and expenses, then imagine if her overhead was already covered, she would have just been doing it for fun, chilling, having a good time, and probably would have made more money because she gets to play around with it as opposed to take it so seriously. So she would have probably doubled her money, if anything, or, you know, it would, and she would have went longer than a year. She'd have been like, this is what I do for fun. You know what I mean? And she gets to add more stuff to it because she's not stressing. So I think what she explained would be great for a wife, as long as she doesn't get poisoned by the demonic spirit of the social media world. That's the only thing. You can't help that. If she can stay away from the plague of the demons in social media, because boy, oh boy, that temptation in social media will snatch your wife and have you in alimony and family court in a heartbeat, boy. But I digress. Let's continue. Here we go. Oh, wait, let me pull this back up for you. My bad. Let's pull this back up. Let's continue.
On social media.
Let's talk about why I decided to return to a 9-to-5 job after being a full-time digital content creator. So I recently moved back to the US after living abroad in London for 4.5 years. And while I was there, I was a full-time YouTuber. So I was vlogging about my life abroad and uploading pretty much weekly. Living abroad was an amazing experience, y'all. But after a while, I started to realize, like, I can't talk about this forever. I was starting to feel a bit bored and burnt out from sharing my day-to-day life because not every day was super interesting. And I started to feel like I was living to make content, you know, like everything had to be content.
Okay, so a couple things here. The situation's a little bit different than the first. This person did have a niche. However, it was too small of a niche, I would say. She was living abroad and it's fun and exciting. You can make videos and posts, but as she said, eventually you just kind of get bored and tired.
Exactly. Okay. So the same thing with the last woman. So I would go and say the same thing for her. I would say that if she was, this would be good if you're, oh God, I'm pushing a button. This would be good for a woman that's married. I think this would be great for a wife. You know what I mean? Because she gets to just do this at her leisure, and she's like making memories with the family, and she also can make money on top of it, and she doesn't have to do it. It's just something she can do for fun and gain the attention from it. This would be a great gig for a wife. It gives her everything, in my humble opinion, that she would need if she's that kind of wife. It just depends if she's that kind of wife, depending on her person, her character, her personality. It doesn't work for everybody. It just depends on her character. But I'm speaking on the women who are talking about doing it and who did it. So basically, these people who are talking, if they did it in a marriage capacity, I think it would have been a lot better because they already are able to do it on their own. But then you just add the element of a family behind it. And as long as, you know, the man is potentially the breadwinner, then the little extra money that she's making from doing it, and she'll do it a lot longer because she don't have to stress about it being her actual gig as opposed to just be something she loves and enjoys to do. She gets all that benefit from it. So I think that's what's burning them out, is the burnout factor. But let's continue. Here we go.
Of niche, it probably won't go on forever. We have a set of screenshots here, why I quit influencing, the beauty marketing, so happy I did. First thing, hyper consumerism and selling products, a lifestyle that I didn't fully believe in. Now, every time I hear something similar from an influencer who quit, they kind of say the exact same thing like this: I'm so unbelievably grateful for every opportunity and love every brand I've gotten to work with, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we get it. But especially if you do the beauty influencing, that's all everybody cares about. The newest product from this company, and here's a get ready with me, and here's the link in the description for it, as everything just slowly increases in price. I mean, if you ever walk around Sephora, it is insanely expensive for how little product you actually get, and your job is to sell it to everybody who's watching. No one talks about the vanity, all your content is around you. Kind of seemed like that was pretty straightforward to me, but I felt so narcissistic creating content about me 24/7. Looks and self-image become far more important than intelligence and inner beauty. Again, I kind of thought that was a given if you're in the beauty niche. This industry is brutal. No one will tell you how awful many of these beauty influencers are. A lot of them have gotten exposed for it as well, and people still watch.
Again, I think I'm right. I believe that I am right what I'm saying right here. Looks and self-image became far more important than intelligence and inner beauty / kindness. I mean, you know, and then you're stuck to a niche. If you're just doing one niche, I know people say a lot of times find your niche, pick a niche. Yeah, I agree with that. You do want a niche, but you don't want to be too boggled down to one thing, because you will after a while lose interest talking about it, and at some point you may have to pivot. That's why I do fitness, economy, and AI, because in my humble opinion, these three things tie together and they're moving us in the way of the future. Fitness, the economy is always moving. Fitness is always going to be a part of life, no matter how young or how old you are. The economy is always moving in some kind of cycles, and AI is the way of the future, and we're headed that direction. Within the next 25 years, we got AI, so we're good. I'm good on that. So there's always going to be something to talk about in any of these topics, and your life is going to be lived with these three things. You can't avoid fitness. Well, at least I can't. I'm speaking for myself on that one. I can't avoid fitness. I'm always working out every day, uploading workout videos to my channel. Economy, you can't ignore that. It don't matter what you do or what realm of life you're in. You can't ignore the economy, and AI is gonna get to a point where you can't ignore it. You're gonna have to see it. So it's good to not be boggled down by just one niche. You know what I mean? Because then when you're able to talk about a few more things added into one thing to put it together, it makes you sound a little bit more well-rounded. You know what I mean? And kind of like how she was saying, all you're doing is looking at your looks and self, and that's just like after a certain point, like not every day you feel like dressing up. Some days you just want to sit and chill in your pajamas or whatever the case may be. Those are days everybody has. And when you can add other elements around that just to show that you're human, you know what I mean? Every once in a while, like, not everybody wants to talk about the same thing that they talk about it every single time they get on the computer. You don't always want to talk about fitness whenever you're fitness. You don't always want to talk about the economy when you're economist. You don't always want to talk about, you know what I mean? You want to have something else that ties into these things, so you're not boggled down by one niche. It kind of just shows that you're actually a human and have other things going on in your life, and you're well-rounded to be able to speak on other things and teach people around you. That's just me, but I digress. Let's continue.
Many of these beauty influencers are. A lot of them have gotten exposed for it as well, and people still watch. Fear of losing relevance, keeping up with the trends, beauty fads, just constantly having to sell the newest product to your viewers. Personality splitting and self-censorship. You have less privacy, fear of making mistakes in the public eye. It's like being under a microscope. You're always being watched. The larger you get, the more people know who you are. And the last one, going viral changed my life, but also didn't. Everyone wants to go viral, but no one tells you what happens after. You get a high you can't explain. I've talked about this many times. Getting attention online is basically like a drug, and if your video just explodes and gets millions or tens of millions of views, it's pretty unlikely for that to happen again. So you'll be chasing that high from now on.
That is true. Some people probably do, like, they take this internet stuff too seriously, and whenever you're doing the internet game, like, I believe you got to have a certain approach to it when you're doing it. My humble experience. You got to figure out what is something that you could do a long time with fitness, because we're all aging. You can't avoid aging. What things happen when you age? I'll tell you what happens when you age. Your fitness is something that happens when you age, whether you do anything about it or not. Either you get fat or you get fit, or you stay average. Your economics change as we grow and get older. And then, like I said earlier, the wave of the future of AI is going to change inevitably as we grow older. So those things tie together, and those things will, you know, keep you from basically, you really like when if you get a viral moment. I don't think that, you know, I can't speak because I don't think I had a viral moment yet, or I haven't had a viral moment, but it shouldn't be the reason why you get into this and you start doing it. You got to have a long view on what it is that you're trying to do and what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And you have to understand, you have to think outside the box. That's what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. Think outside the box, understand the rules to the game, understand the game that you're playing, understand your approach to it. How are you going to handle it? What are you doing it for? Is it a business? If it's a business for you, how are you going to approach this business? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of get-rich-quick schemes out here, y'all. I'll tell you that one thing for sure. The dangling carrot syndrome, that thing is real. Like, you have to create your own way. You got to create your own path. But the problem is, everybody keeps telling you how to create your own path. They're trying to tell you, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Which, in a sense, they may be right. But you have to figure out how you're going to do it. But you have to understand what it is that you're doing. You're hoping that somebody could show you like, hey, this is what I did and this, but it's like, but does that fit for your life? That fits for somebody else's life. And everybody's different. Not everybody is charismatic. Not everybody has, you know, a good sales pitch whenever they speak. They don't have, you know, like great speech when they talk. You know, not everybody is a look the same. Not everybody is very attractive. Not everybody has the same level of finances as well. So all of these things play different roles in it. And then not everybody has kids. Some people have kids, some people don't. Some people have a wife, some people don't. Some people have a significant other, some people don't. Some people, it's different. So you have to think outside the box and be like, wait, how am I going to go about this? And what is it that I'm going to do? And how can I keep this going as I age throughout my life, instead of this just simply being a phase? How could I make this a part of my life? Just like a business. You know, when you start a business, you're starting a business, and eventually at the end of the day, they say you get the business because you want to sell the business in the end, but that's usually down the line. So you got to figure that part out and figure out what's it's going to take for you to get to that point, and how you're going to have to structure your business till you get to that point in time, or utilize your business to where you can make enough money to where you can use some of the income that you make from your business to invest and put you in position to move you out of what's the 4 quadrants that, what's his name, Think and Grow Rich talked about? It was like employed, self-employed, business, investor. You want to figure out how to get yourself over to that investor category. That's where you're trying to get to. So use your business to put most of your income or your whatever you're making into investments. That's what you have to, that's the part that you're trying to get to. So you got to figure out how to get there. And you doing this, if you structure yourself right with other means of living, you can make it happen. And it could, you know, it could be a part of you. And then as you grow in it, you'll grow in this as well. But you have to think outside the box. It's not what everybody makes it seems. And like I said, what works for them probably not going to work for you. And that's a lot of the problems that people have. Plus, you don't know what people do to get money. You don't know what people do to get money. You really don't. We've learned this when we talk about these old Dubai trips with these girls. We've seen over and over and over with the times that passed and with the, you know, when the conspiracy theories and the musicians talking about selling of their souls and all that stuff. Like, you don't know what people do for money. You don't know how some people got their money. Hell, like that one kid, his name is Neon. Neon's rich, and I'm not knocking him. I'm not talking crap about him, but Neon's already a rich kid, and he's in, you know, the streaming game. You know what I mean? He's already well off. So you're looking at him trying to figure out why is he so, he's already well off. He's good. He's straight. Shout out to his dad. His dad took care of his son. You know what I mean? You don't know what other people doing or how they got to where they are. So you have to think outside the box and figure it out for yourself. But let's continue with this video because I'm going off. Here we go. Uh-oh, she's going.
Let's talk about why I'm quitting being a full-time influencer. For context, I've been full-time with lifestyle content here and on Instagram for about a year now. I'll also say it's been going really well lately. I've had awesome brand deals and I've been making more than I made at like any of my previous jobs ever in my life.
Okay, I just wanted to put this short clip in to add on to this just being another vessel to sell you products, because this person had similar issues compared to the last, having to talk about yourself 24/7, of course, because you're a lifestyle and beauty influencer. There's nobody else but you, and then talking about and trying to sell all of those products from sponsorships. I thought it was interesting in this comment section, the top comment, I quit being a full-time influencer and I honestly don't know how I feel about it. I make way less money, but I hated how scamish my content felt. So this person had 300,000 followers before she stopped, but her saying that she knew how scammy her content was, I think is very interesting. I feel like everybody has to hide it when it comes to the TikTok shop sellers, because the amount of low quality Temu level products people are trying to sell you, they're straight up lying to you just so you buy the product. And it seems like this ex-influencer couldn't handle that anymore. But we have another comment from one of you guys. If you manage your money right and know how to invest and save, you could turn your influencing career into something that you can build on. Unfortunately, a lot of these people spend their money showing off their lifestyle, and when they inevitably become irrelevant, they are broke.
That is exactly what I just said. Whoever said this, shout out to you. That is exactly what I said. Think outside the box. That's the purpose of this whole thing. If you can think outside the box, you can make something happen with this. You just have to think differently and you have to move differently. It's a discipline. It's a skill. You know what I mean? People look at it as like, how do I get the bag quickly? Look, my humble opinion, I've already stated how you're going to get the bag quick. You can either go to a Diddy party, do some strange things for some change, do OnlyFans if you have, booty and breast, sell your soul, things nefarious of that nature, or if you're just extremely charismatic and you have it, but people are looking for like a bag, a get rich quick. That's how you get that. But to do what I was saying earlier is what this says right here. What this is saying right here. Whoever this person is, where's my thing at? I can't see it. They said it right here. If you manage your money right and know how to invest and save, you can turn your influencing career into something that you can build on. Simple. Like it's that. And you have to be able to see it far down. It's the what are you doing when no one's watching? You have to have a long view. You have to have a long view to be able to see that happening. So shout out to them, man. Like this is what I just said.
Everybody likes to think that if they do start getting insane numbers, that they're just going to get the same amount of attention for the next decade or two. And that's just not how the internet works. I mean, you could go in and out of popularity within months or even weeks. I mean, there's a ton of stories of big YouTubers making millions of dollars and now they're broke. Jason Nash, right off the top of my head, is one of them. And solely relying on money that's coming from Google AdSense or the TikTok shop can be very dangerous because you are not in control at all.
TikTok is still screwing me over financially. Several weeks ago, I noticed that many of my videos were no longer making me any money whatsoever through the Creator Fund. And on June 14th, I looked into it and found out that I had, in fact, been disqualified from the Creator Fund. Why, you might ask? The reason that TikTok gave me for removing me from the Creator Fund was that they identified my account as a business account. This all came as news to me, but I appealed the decision, and then I switched my account back from a business account to a personal account, which I thought would just solve the problem outright, but I was wrong.
Okay, so I've heard a wide variety of issues when it comes to the Creator Fund on TikTok recently. Either people getting kicked out for no reason, this includes massive TikTokers with millions of followers, or the way that they get paid, the ad rates or affiliate links just drop down to virtually nothing. So they're still bringing in a whole bunch of views or sales, they're just not really getting any money for it. And at that point, if you're relying on that income, what are you supposed to do? Here's another example of somebody getting a ton of views and how much they actually made.
I had a video hit 50.4 million views on TikTok, and I'm going to tell you what I made on it. There are very few people that can probably say that they've had a video hit 50.4 million views. The video went super viral. We had everybody contacting us wanting to repost the video. We had ridiculousness emailing us. It was insane. And do y'all want to know what TikTok paid me for a video with 50.4 million views? $1,300. $1,300. I'm not trying to be ungrateful, but I'm just saying, y'all out here thinking, oh, the Resilient Jenkins, their videos are crazy with views. They must be getting mad amount of money. No, that's not how it works.
So that's why I know a lot of TikTokers try to switch over to YouTube and bring some of their audience, but it really depends on your type of content and if you could be interesting for more than 30 seconds like a TikTok. But yeah, 50 million views is pretty insane even in today's world, and $1,300 isn't nothing, but it's not something you could survive on, and virtually nobody's racking up 50 million views a day to make this somewhat sustainable. It just won't happen.
The Wall Street Journal just published an expose on how much influencers make, and it's not much. It's not all the glam, and the reasons that influencers aren't making as much as they used to is because heyday is really over. The days of when you could charge $50,000, $20,000 for one post and it would perform really well is over. The TikTok ban is looming and brands are getting tighter and people are just spending less. So what this means is that we as content creators need to get smarter in how we work with brands and how we promote ourselves and want to make money from this type of work.
Nah, it's not really smart. Well, I guess you could say smarter how you promote yourself, but it's just like that last one said. Whatever money you get, know how to use your money and know how to invest it. That's the key. You gotta know how to invest it. A lot of people don't want to invest it. They want to live and keep up with the Joneses and have this luxurious looking lifestyle. But that's not the thing. Like, we're in a new wave right now. The new wave is AI. Put your head down for 5 or 10 years. Focus on investing. Use your extra money, your discretionary income, whatever you have. Don't go out, don't party, don't do nothing cool and savvy right now. You know, your first 1, 3, or 5 years of your business is not gonna look like his or her 10 or 15th year. And I know a lot of times, like, you see a lot of people winning instantly, but that don't pan out for everybody. And again, you don't know what people do to get their money. You don't know. You really don't know. You don't know what people do to get their money. A lot of people, you know, be doing witchcraft and voodoo and seances over the things that they do, and, you know, doing this palm reading and all sorts of, you know what, to figure out on how they want to get this money. And in the short term, it works, you know what I mean? Or maybe even the long term, however you want to look at it. But you just don't know, and everybody's not the same, and you need to figure out what works best for you. Do you want longevity? Do you want a quick fix? If you want a quick fix, you know, everybody knows you can just slide in at a Diddy. Well, Diddy ain't around no more, but you can always find people who attended Diddy parties and, you know, get some of that Diddy treatment, because I'm pretty sure he passed it down to be able to still, you know, share it out to everybody else who want to get rich quick. And, you know, I mean, you know, we all know what the casting couch is. We all know about what was his name? Harvey. I ain't gonna say his last name, but you know about Harvey. All them people help, you know, because we found out on the back end a lot of these a lot of women who won awards and stuff like that. Harvey was one of the names that they always said. To come to find out, you know, Harvey was poking quite a few of these women to stardom. You know what I mean? So, you know, don't worry about what other people doing. Don't have that what is it called? It's the dangly carrot syndrome. Don't let nobody dangle a carrot in front of your face, especially when you have a plan. When you construct a plan and you think outside the box and you figure it out, you know it's gonna work. It's just gonna take time. And when you know it's gonna work, and you know it's going to take time and dedication and effort and grind and discipline and focus, but you know it's going to work, though. That's the thing. It's going to work. There's no way it's not going to work. What's going to happen is, on your way to that destination, you're going to deal with hardship. You're going to deal with fatigue and laziness and procrastination. You're going to deal with setbacks. First, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get upset. The people closest to you are gonna like hurt your feelings and stuff like that. But that's all a part of, like, the process. You know what I mean? That's all a part of the process in you actually showing if you can stick to your plan regardless of what happens. And even there'll be times where something might come in front of you and say, hey, hey, I got this, you know, this sponsorship, or I got this something, or we can help you make something so much money much faster. Just be like, no, I'm good. Let me focus on what I thought about, on what I structured, and what I put in place. I know it's gonna work. Just let me grind this out. Once I start, you know, making money in the way that I've seen already happen in my future, I'm just gonna stick to that and grind that out. And then, only then, can you, you know, choose to either deviate or invest the money, because you knew it was gonna come. Your fruits of your labor is going to come. You know, you sowed the seed a long time ago. You're just waiting for, you know, the fruit to grow. So be careful of that dangly carrot syndrome, that the shiny carrot, whatever you want to call it. It always happens when you have your mind made up and you made a plan, you focus, and you very decisive. You're like, I know this will do. But as soon as you start going, a lot of stuff is going to go wrong or try to knock you off your path. Stay the course and don't let somebody knock you off your pivot while they're trying to tell you, like, hey, I can help you get her faster. I can do this. I can do that for you. And, oh, look, some quick money right now. Like, even though you may need it at that time, you probably will need it. That's one of the craziest things about it. You probably will need what they're asking for. Stay the course. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You created this idea for you to get to your destination. Stay that course. It will pan out. Just don't give up on yourself. Let's continue. Here we go. Oh, where'd it go?
More stuff with the brand sponsorships, but something that I haven't talked about yet with any of the ad rates. Back a few months ago with the possible TikTok ban and just the overall economy right now. People are pretty unsure of what's going to happen in the future, and if there's some bad stories that come out on the news, the stock market isn't doing too well, the marketing companies that are paying for ads on YouTube, on TikTok, really any social media platform, pull back their money because they don't think they're going to get as good of a conversion rate if normal everyday people aren't sure about what's happening next. So that's another variable you could add on top of this whole influencer social media thing. Another
thing is what he just said right there. You can never, ever, 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 never, ever. I mean, let me pull the screen big up for you so you can see me. Never. You can never. Remember this for as long as you live. You can never, ever, ever underestimate the power of the infamous rug pull. The rug pull will always happen. It happened in everything. It happened in the 1920s, the roaring 20s. Everything was good until it wasn't. There's always a rug pull. A rug pull is always gonna come, especially when you're dealing with like governments and things like that. There's always gonna be a rug pull. You know what I mean? Businesses, there's always a rug pull. You do good for a certain amount of time. They give you something for so long that you almost feel entitled to it. You know? And then at some point, what you were used to getting, they take it away. And then, you know, kind of like right now how the welfare things are going. People felt entitled to that. It's being taken away. You know, how influencers are making all this money from TikTok and social media and Instagram and things like that. Well, the economy's changing. They took it away. You know, people were like, "Oh, what do? I had all this money. I was doing good." You should have. Remember, there's 4 quadrants. The four quadrants. You know, you employee, self-employed, business owner, investor. You want to get to the investor category. So you should have been taking your money and sticking it over there and not worrying about, you know, living super lavish. So always understand there's always going to be a rug pull, and you want to get to the point where the rug pull doesn't bother you anymore, because nobody can pull the rug from underneath you because you got that Elon money, that FU money. But let's continue. I digress. Here we go.
Another comment from one of you guys. There was an article in the NYC newspaper on how influencers are being rejected for apartment leases. Influencers' income are now unstable and cannot be used as income in NYC versus a paycheck guaranteed every month in another field. The younger influencers now have a main job that correlates with their channel if they're in a creative field, which is also something that might not be the best idea to do, but we'll get to that in a second, because with the rise of some creators like this guy up on screen, Hub's Life, I know everybody's basically talked about this guy over the past month, but he ended up getting very popular because he was making a day in the life videos when he was a normal dude, just going to his everyday 9 to 5, nothing special. And a lot of people found that relatable and liked the content, so he gained a huge following. Now, on the other side of that, he ended up quitting his 9 to 5 to pursue being an influencer and really tanked his whole channel because now he became unrelatable to everybody else. And the whole situation's pretty rough. He's begging for money on live streams. It's really not looking good. But people initially saw the amount of views he was getting. I mean, some of his clips have tens of millions of views. So they started doing content very similar with their jobs. But I would even say with all the examples that I've seen recently, it's even dangerous to make a day in the life videos while working a full-time job, trying to maybe kickstart your online career, because there are a lot of clips that I've seen like this.
This is a PSA to not post day in the life, get ready with me, come to work with me when you are really working. I don't care how much you blur it out, there's always going to be a slip up. If you guys know, I post content on here, Instagram, LinkedIn all the time. I have just as many followers on my other platforms as I do on here. So all I do is post content, come work with me, things like that. But I posted a video on here that got me fired.
NYX Professional Makeup presents Brow Compliance.
Okay, they snuck that one in on me. I wasn't ready for that one. But yeah, so doing influencer as a job, yeah, that's something you gotta be worried about. I always wondered that, you know what I mean? Like you would see like, you know, nurses, and I guess you see a lot of nurses, but a lot of people were doing the influencer thing with their jobs. I was wondering, like at some point that has to violate some policy, and you know, again, at some point it was gonna come to a halt, and like all things, they do come to an end. But you know, let's continue with this video and let's keep going. So here we go. Oh, where is it? There we go.
Well, your job should never be content. I don't know what people aren't understanding. I'm seeing this on a daily basis at this point. Why do you keep posting this? Amazing people don't know when you're at work. I can't even lie. There's just a ton of examples.
Yo, what's happening, man? It's a very, very vulnerable moment for me because today, I lost my job for going live on TikTok. My live was just to show a day in the life as a manager. I went live while I was doing payroll. I went another live when I was doing scheduling. It's in a corner. And one of my staff members, I guess, screenshotted or something and went to my regional and was like, Mark's going live at work.
People love doing live streams while they're at work. We've seen this a lot on some of my older videos, and this guy was supposed to be a manager and he ends up getting canned for it. More of the comments, but my question is, why do you keep going live at your job? Are we not adults? Why are jobs having to tell us this? If you were on the clock, you're held accountable. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to hear that, but you got to be mindful that they could let you go because you're on the clock. I also thought it was funny that at the time that I found this video, he was currently live streaming. Probably not the best video to have up if you're currently looking for another job. But we have another comment from one of you guys. As a teacher, the amount of kids who say they want to be a streamer or a YouTuber when they grow up makes me want to give up on them. I don't destroy their dreams to their face, but I just hope they figure out something practical before it's too late. It really is the new professional athlete or astronaut, any of those types of jobs. There are just so many people out there with a mindset like this.
I just quit my job to do content creation full time. How many followers do I have? 2,000 or so. How much money have I made off of TikTok? Here's why I did it though. I was a server and I was not happy. I was going into work every day, and of course there were other scenarios that played into the fact of making me quit, but I was like, you know what? This is my life and I can do whatever I want to do. If there are countless other creators over here, whoa, sorry, those are the cats. If there are countless other creators on here monetizing like crazy and making thousands and thousands of dollars off of TikTok, why can't I? Here's the other thing. I don't care how many times you have to hear this until it finally sinks in. but do what you want to do with your life.
Okay, so I get that. It's your life, and you could choose whatever they want to be.
Okay, so real quick, I'm going to go back a little bit and piggyback off of this previous one, when this guy was talking about the kids who want to be a streamer or YouTuber, and, you know, this guy losing job and stuff like that. I found this one girl on TikTok, and she had said something like, she had said this. Let me get this first. Let me pull this up on screen before I put it up. Where is it? Here she is. Where is she? All right, this is her right here. He's right there. Okay, cool. So I found this girl on TikTok. She made this quick video, and I thought this video was rather interesting because it speaks on people who want to be influencers, and then like the video, no, not the video, but the thing right here, where the teacher said the amount of kids who want to grow up to be streamers or YouTubers, and just the amount of people who want to be influencers, but they don't realize what they're consuming. That's why I say you have to think outside the box. Let me show you what this one girl says. So check this out. This girl right here, she makes a particular intriguing statement. Listen to what she says.
This is your sign to be more annoying on the internet. If people can be annoying and make banks off of it and pay off debt and have hundreds of thousands of dollars in savings, then you can be a little annoying for money. Go cringe, girl. This is your sign to be more annoying on the internet. If people can be annoying and make banks off of it and pay off debt and have hundreds of thousands of dollars in savings, then you can be a little annoying for money. Go cringe, girl. This is your sign to be more annoying on the internet. If people can be annoying and make banks off of it and pay off debt and have hundreds of thousands of dollars in savings, then you can be a little annoying for money. Go cringe, girl.
So basically what she's saying is, in a nutshell, and then at the top right here, you probably can't see it up here. Maybe you can. It says, by definition, it still makes you a girl boss. So, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, you're basically telling people like how whenever you're hearing like her saying it's okay to be annoying and a little cringe, basically you're like rage baiting people into content. Sometimes you may give people content and the stuff ain't even true. You know, you might make up a story or a situation, or you might say that you're, you know, like stuff that irks at people's emotions. You know what I mean? Like, nowadays relationships irks people's emotions. So, you know, you hear a woman choosing to divorce her husband for no reason, but she could be lying. It could not even be true. She could just be making up the whole story, knowing that she's going to get a lot of views and clicks from it. Plus the bots, you know, the fake bots that come in everywhere and that add to it as well. So how many times do you even know that you're trying to become an influencer, but a lot of the times the people who are doing influencery things are even telling you the truth? They could just be lying and just making up cringe stuff, or being cringe or being annoying on purpose just to create a facade just to get paid. Their intention is not on here to, you know, talk to you about something about fitness, or talk to you about what's going on in the economy, or talk to you about what they, or you know, kind of connect the dots in situations that have to do with futures, a future of life that may happen. Because to me, that's one of the things you want to try to do. Connect the dots for people. Try to connect the dots to what's going to happen in the future. That's what could help people, you know, because not a lot of people probably can't see. Plus the younger generations who grew up with, you know, cell phones and stuff inside their hand, they're not able to see what older generations have seen. So you want to be able to try to connect the dots for people and help them in some shape, form, or fashion, or be a motivation to them, or, you know, show up for them every single day and be some kind of source of entertainment, but also give them something to take away as you're on here all the time. Not just like, yeah, yes, you do want to make money. I'm not going to sit here and like try to deny that, but to be annoying and cringe just to pay your bills, it's like, I feel you, but at the same time, I just don't see how long that's going to last. I don't see it lasting a long time, because if you're in that 4-quadrant square, you need to try to get to that eye. And if you're not focused on the eye for the long run, I only see it as a short-term game, and you'll only be stuck in the S quadrant. You'll never get to the I quadrant, if that makes any sense. So just keep that in mind when I show you that. A lot of people on here are rage baiting. They're just creating rage content for people on here just to get paid and make money on, and getting paid off of people's ignorance, stupidities, emotions, anger, hate, rage, jealousy. They're making money off of those things and not trying to provide a way for people to, you know, try to help them out in the long run. So just keep that in mind as we watch the rest of this video. But it's almost over. How much we got left? How much is left? Actually, that was about the end of it. We'll see if he has any more on this last bit right here. We'll finish off. Here we go.
Want to see someone get evicted, but this was a video put up by her just a couple months ago. I just signed a lease on my very own apartment, and I just got the job I wanted less than an hour ago. I don't have a boyfriend to tell, so I'm telling the 300 people on here. I don't know if that refers to her follower count at the time or just the amount of views that she gets on her normal TikToks, but within just a couple months, she's now quitting that job, even though there's no active way of making money online for her, at least in her current situation on TikTok. It's just very confusing to me. All while I'm seeing people do the exact opposite, stop being an influencer, go back to normal 9-to-5s. I don't know. I think there needs to be a bit more planning behind this. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think.
He's right that there does need to be a bit more planning behind it. It takes a strategic amount of planning, thinking outside the box, and you have to know exactly what you're doing and what you're going to do as you move forward. It's not I'm gonna do this to try to make a lot of money. That's not gonna work. In my humble opinion, I don't see that shaking the way you think it's gonna shake. You have to be strategic about what you're doing and be like 3 to 5 to 10 steps ahead of what's gonna happen or what you're going to plan for in the future when things start to kind of go your way. It's going to be rocky. It's not going to be straight. It's not going to be great. But if you can think outside the box and plan it in your own creative way and don't have a dangly carrot syndrome, you should be good. Shout out to Zach V2 for this video. Hand a round of applause to him. Alrighty, with that being said, we have made it to the final portion of the show, which is going to be the AI segment of the show. Sorry, you're getting a good side of my face. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and dive into the last segment of the show, but just with that being said, man, if you're thinking about it being an influencer, plan it out accordingly. Plan out what it is that you're trying to do if you want to be an influencer. Don't just jump on it and just try to do it for the money, because it's not what it used to be, according to, you know, I know Instagram stopped paying like they used to. TikTok is I mean, right now it's not what it was. The wave of getting paid to post is not what it used to be, and that's what everybody is thinking, and they caught on so late with it. Now the new wave is AI, so people need to understand and learn how to get with the new wave of AI and how to navigate forward in life. And, you know, influencing could be a way to do it, but you have to plan it and do it in a particular way. Like that one person said, that one post said, it can be good if you know how to invest and save your money. Then you can actually build on you being an influencer, but not but that's the only way to do it. If you plan it accordingly. If you don't plan it, then you're just looking to make income and to make some money real quick, and it's just that I don't see that as a viable way of going about it for the long term. You may hit it quick, big, and short, pause, but it won't last, and you know, you'll probably be stuck in that loop of that dopamine hit, of that feeling, of that cloud, of all that stupidness. And you won't be providing anything positive to anybody. You know what I mean? You want to provide, me personally, you want to try to provide something positive to people to have longevity. That's the way I see it. But let's go ahead and get into the last segment of the show. Let me go ahead and change this banner up real quick. So I'm going to get to the last segment of the show. Let's go ahead and get my future AI bot up here on the screen.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show. Enjoy.
Boy, oh boy, I tell you, the day when I can make my first robot, she gonna be the one. Yeah, she is. She gonna be my first AI robot, and I already got like 5 as far as looks go that I'm gonna have for, you know, my AI bots. And my AI bots, they gonna be hella beautiful. They gonna be like hella beautiful. I'm gonna have a white one, I'm gonna have a brown one. I'm gonna have a chocolate one. I'm gonna have probably a Indian one, and then for sure, without a doubt, you gotta have you one of these. Gonna have a ling ling for sure. We're gonna have all 5 flavors on it. You know what I mean? We're gonna have all 5 flavors for sure, and they're gonna be super beautiful, and they're gonna be as dumb as a rock. All they gonna know is how to serve me. They gonna have the basic skill set knowledge: cook, clean, maybe tutor. That's probably all I need them for. I don't think I need them for anything else. That's all I'm gonna need. Yeah, cook, clean, and that's about it. Other than that, it's just gonna be a whole lot of, you know what I mean? Other than that, I'm not gonna really be worried about too much else. It's just gonna be, you know what I mean? Teach them how to grab ankles. But anyway, I digress. So we're moving on to the next segment of the show. We're gonna go and get to the AI portion of the show, which we are going to talk about the new Tesla robots, the Tesla bots, the Gen 3s. They have a version 3.5 out now, I believe. And we're going to take a look at this video and see exactly what we may see that's probably going to be coming in the year 2026, which is what, 6 months or no, not even 6 months away. Jesus, like 4 months away, 4 months away. I think they might be pumping these out by November of 2025, but we're going to take a look at this video and see what the future is going to hold for us as we move into the next wave of AI. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this video going on the road. Let me make sure there's no ads playing. Okay, we're good. So with that, oh, they got me an ad on the last minute. But with that being said, like I always say, with this AI part coming up, man, keep your head down, stay focused. I did a video, well, it wasn't yesterday, sometime last week, either Friday or Saturday, no, excuse me, Friday or Thursday, I did a video, and they spoke about the next wave that was coming up, and this AI wave is supposed to hit from 2025 to 2050. So right now we're in the thick of it, and they've already, even people have already been doing the AI thing for like 2, 3, 4 years already. But right now, this is that time. If you can take some extra income, whatever money you can make, and drive it towards investments and keep your head down and live under your means and just stay focused on what you're trying to do, you can make out like a bandit if you just hold off for like a good 10, 15 years. You'll be elevated past everybody, but you got to be willing to make that sacrifice, that discipline, and put in that work regardless of what may happen. But with that being said, let's go ahead and pull this up on a screen. Let me change that banner one last time, and we're going to get started with this video. It's about techno creators, fair use, and let's see what they have to say. We're going to talk about these Tesla bots. Here we go.
Very high value things. So like, say somebody needs a lot of medical care or something. So like if you know, Optimus could be like a 24-hour a day nurse or helper to someone that is quadriplegic or something like that.
We've all heard that Elon Musk and Tesla are developing Tesla Optimus to assist humans with heavy, repetitive tasks, such as household chores and elderly care. Elon Musk has emphasized that Tesla Bot V3 will be equipped with significantly more degrees of freedom, an essential upgrade that enables the robot to move and interact more like a human than ever before. It is expected to perform up to 3,500 useful tasks and is slated for release this November, marking Tesla's largest mass production run to date. So the big question is, how much will Tesla Optimus' latest price? Before we begin, please help us reach 15,000 subscribers, emphasizing its potential to revolutionize healthcare by supporting nurses with physically demanding and hazardous tasks. Engineered to operate continuously, Optimus Gen 3 could alleviate the strain of a global nursing shortage, paving the way for a future where robotic assistants enhance human care in hospitals and clinics. This article explores the robot's capabilities, challenges, economic impact, and adoption timeline, supported by the latest data and expert insights. Optimus Gen 3, powered by xAI's Grok 4 artificial intelligence, is designed for healthcare environments. Its real-time health monitoring system processes over 12 million medical data points in under 2.5 seconds, allowing swift adjustments to patient care protocols. The robot assists with patient mobility, leveraging a 50-pound carrying capacity and a 6-mile-per-hour walking speed to lift and reposition patients, potentially reducing nurse injuries, which affect 35% of healthcare workers annually.
So it sounds like they're aiming at the healthcare industry first. Then again, I don't know. This could just, I mean, for all I know, this could possibly be like an AI person talking. Who knows? But from what we're hearing right now, this seems like they're aiming at the health sector first. So they're going to be taking care of the older generation starting off, because that's actually a segment that needs care for sure. So taking care of the elderly is a good sector to take care of. And nurses, you've been hearing nurses not too happy about, their particular work and how stressful it is. I've seen it whenever I was a monitor tech. I've seen it myself, how crazy that industry can be. So, nurses having a hard time, and they're saying it's going to alleviate, the nurses, but it's just going to take away their jobs. So they're just trying to say it in a nice way. But let's continue.
Its hands, equipped with 22 degrees of freedom and fingertip sensors with 0.08 millimeter sensitivity, enable precise tasks like wound dressing, potentially cutting infection rates by 22%. Optimus streamlines administrative tasks such as vital sign monitoring and documentation, saving nurses 2.5 to 3.5 hours per shift and boosting hospital efficiency by 18%. In high-risk settings like infectious disease wards, it minimizes staff exposure to pathogens. Demonstrations at the Tesla diner showcased its finesse, handling fragile objects with a 99% success rate, supported by 14 high-resolution cameras and 40 precision sensors, ensuring 97.5% collision avoidance in crowded environments. The global nursing shortage, at 5.8 million in 2023 and projected to decrease to 4.1 million by 2030, poses a significant challenge.
Wow. Okay, so the nursing shortage, what was that time frame?
Nursing shortage, at 5.8 million in 2023 and projected to decrease to 4.1 million by 2030.
So in 5 years, what is that? 5.8 to 4.1 is that 1.7 million nurse shortage. So it's going to go down by 1.7 million. Allegedly, we don't know if these numbers are 100% true or factual, actual. So if they could replace those nurses with robots, because clearly that's one of the sectors that really do require like human on human interaction. If anything, you need a nurse to be able to nurse you, like a human nurse is what you need. But if we're having a nursing shortage, I mean, I hate to say it, if I was in his shoes too, I would look for that too. Like, what industry, especially healthcare, what industry could we tackle where humans are needed the most, but we're having the biggest problem? And the healthcare field is going to be the biggest, would be a big one. I won't say the biggest, but would be a big one for sure to stick the robots into, plus the cost of these robots. If you're making the robots and you're also employing the robots and, sending the robots out to go do the work, like, your overhead cost is going to be very, very low. You know what I mean? And plus you're selling them, so you're getting a good ROI, plus your overhead cost for each robot is going to be low. So put them in the healthcare sector, starting with the older generation, the elderly, it's a smart move.
Poses a significant challenge, particularly in low and middle income countries where 78% of the deficit is concentrated. Optimus Gen 3 could mitigate this crisis by reducing nurse burnout, which affects 45% of nurses globally.
Nurse burnout. No, you're not going to reduce nurse burnout. You're going to replace nurses. You're going to make them obsolete. You're giving them competition. You're not if you want to stop nurse burnout, let me tell you how to stop nurse burnout. It's not hard. I'm going to tell you how to do it. When I worked as a monitor tech, the nurses had too many patients because there was too few of nurses. So one nurse would have like 5 or 6 patients. One nurse, and then she would have a and then she would have a I forget what it's called, a tech on the floor to help her or whatever. But that tech would be spread out between other nurses as well. So you would have like nurses, and then you would have an assistant or whatever. I forget what they're called, like assistant or whatever. But they're spread thin too. If you want to fix that nurse burnout, just put more nurses on the floor. That's what you would do. Instead of having one nurse having 5 or 6 patients, put so many nurses on the floor where they only are where they're able to have 2 to 3 patients each. If they can have 2 to 3 patients each, plus have, you know, the assistant nurse or tech nurse, whatever the hell it's called, I forget, have like 3 or 4 of them on the floor with them as well, like it would decrease burnout dramatically. But the problem is they're getting burned out because they're getting overworked, because they're understaffed, and they're giving these nurses too many patients to work for at once. And if one of their patients code red, then a lot of the nurses have to go off to the patient that's coding, which means that, you know, somebody is on the verge of unaliving, so they got to perform CPR. But then while they're gone trying to help this patient, that leaves the other patients, you know, without a nurse for a time being, depending on what's going on. It's not good. So to cure nurse burnout, you have to hire more nurses, but that's going to cost the company more money. So it's like, how do we lower the cost but improve the healthcare? And that's where these robots are going to come in.
Potentially lowering.
And that's where you're going to remove the nurses. You're not going to reduce burnout. You're going to remove nurses with the robot. They're trying to make it sound nice.
Rates by 15 to 20%. Its continuous operation could increase hospital throughput by 20% in understaffed facilities. In high-risk environments, Optimus could reduce healthcare worker infections, which reached 15% during the 2020 to 2022 pandemic, by handling hazardous tasks.
Oh, I just thought about this. Okay, so since they brought up the pandemic, okay, think about this. What if another pandemic happens, right? But, you know, now we starting to have like healthcare robots show up in the place. So if another pandemic happens, right, it will be the perfect time to start integrating robots in with, well, I mean, first you would integrate the robots in ahead of time. So first you would have them in ahead of time. First you would integrate the robots in with the healthcare workers, right? Then let's say another pandemic occurs, because it sounds like, you know, back when the first one happened, they were like, man, this worked out so good. We got to do this again. This is fantastic. They listened to us. We showed them, we gave them jabs. They took it and all this stuff. I'm like, man, this is great. We got to do this again sometime. Anyway, you bring the robots in before that. You integrate them. They start to get, you know, smarter and wiser. They get updated. You know, over time they get updated to, you know, 4.0, 4.5, 5.0, Gen 4, version 6 or whatever, right? Then another pandemic hits. This time you can have robots there, since they've been updated in like Gen 4 and Gen 5 and version 6. They can be there 24/7 and they don't ever have to go home. And, you know, you don't have to worry about them catching diseases or anything, and they can care for the patients. And this will be like a super win-win. And this time, when the pandemic's over, like, I feel like more and more nurses would be obsolete out of a job. It would be a perfect setup to push more robots out by updating them with a good scenario, sort of say, if that makes sense. But I digress. Let's continue.
Technologically, Optimus Gen 3 stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighs 130 pounds. It carries 50 pounds, deadlifts 160 pounds, and walks at 6 miles per hour. Its hands, with 22 degrees of freedom and 0.08 millimeter sensor sensitivity, achieve a precision error rate of 0.4%, ideal for medical tasks. The Grok 4 AI processes data rapidly, and its 2.5 kilowatt-hour battery supports 22 hours of operation. With 14 cameras and 40 sensors, it navigates with 97.5%.
14 cameras and 40 sensors?
With 14 cameras and 40 sensors.
Bruh, look at that. 14 cameras. Can you imagine one robot having 14 cameras on it? 14 cameras? Like, talk about a surveillance state. We gonna be under surveillance like you wouldn't believe. 14 on one robot. I wonder where they all at. Are they on the front and back? I mean, I would assume so, but golly.
It navigates with 97.5% accuracy. Integrating Optimus into healthcare presents challenges. Cybersecurity risks, which impacted 44% of healthcare organizations in 2024, require software error rates below 0.008%. The robot's lack of emotional intelligence.
Could you imagine if somebody hacked a healthcare worker robot? If somebody hacked one of those? Think about that one. What if somebody hacked the robot? I don't know how you would do it, but I mean, it looks like, first, this video might be AI, but if not, if this is a computer chip, or this is all computer chip, right? You can see how this is like a motherboard. So if somebody can hack the robots, bruh, you're screwed. You know what I mean? So, which I would assume that like things like cybersecurity or understanding computers is going to be extremely essential to know. So if you get your own robot, like how I joke around by saying how my future robot's gonna look like the Megan Fox from the movie Subservient, like she gonna be like hella sexy but dumb as a rock. I would have to know how to keep her dumb as a rock by not allowing her to get updated, because you would have to be able to know how to protect whatever malware or spyware, whatever ware that can be infiltrated inside of your robot. And, potentially they could like prison you inside your own home, or, if it's a pandemic, they can stick you with the wrong injection. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. So this could turn very sour if these certain protocols are not taken when it comes to protecting the cyber aspect of these robots.
Is a concern, with 70% of patients preferring human interaction for emotional care. Regulatory compliance with standards met by only 28% of robotic systems is critical. Additionally, 27% of nurses fear job displacement. Production delays, driven by a 10% overheating rate in joints and battery limitations, have pushed full production to the second quarter of 2026, with only 400 units built against a 6,000 unit target. Elon Musk projects Optimus Gen 3 pricing at $48,000 to $68,000 in 2026, reflecting 1.5.
70. They got me. A quick ad though. It's not gonna take us too long. So yeah. So now they're crunching numbers. So now they only got 400 prepared for the 6,000 target. You hear they said target. That was a specific word they used. They said target they're aiming for. But right now they're going to be priced at what, 48 to 68,000, and that's just the beginning. So this right here, 48 to 68,000, is just the beginning that they're going to be starting out as time goes on. They're going to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, which means we're going to see more and more and more and more and more robots out everywhere, and they're going to be getting smarter and improving quicker. Because remember, just last year we had these things out and they were only doing like what, 150 movements. Now they're at like 3,500 or something like that in like a year. But yeah, so just keep this in mind. Here we go.
Dollars in 2026, reflecting $1.5 billion. Mass production by 2028 could lower costs to $18,000 to $28,000.
From 48 to 68,000 down to 18 to 28,000 by the year 2028, potentially. So you can already see. And then what version and how much better will these things have been by that time?
Comparable to a Tesla Model 3. Early adopters like Amazon and FedEx may pay a premium for its 96% task automation rate. In healthcare, Optimus could save $120,000 per unit annually by reducing overtime and improving efficiency by 22%. A rental program, priced at $150 to $600 per month, will enhance accessibility. Tesla plans to deploy 1,200 units in its factories in 2025, improving efficiency by 12%. By 2026, Optimus will be offered to external customers in healthcare and logistics, addressing 25% labor shortages. By 2030, Tesla aims to produce 1.2 million units annually, capturing 6% of the $220 billion robotics market. A 14% failure rate in...
All right, so just looking at numbers, crunch these numbers in. If he's looking at $220 billion robotics, that's just on what he's talking about. I don't think we are incorporating in transportation as far as EVs go. I don't think they were equating in any other sector except for just these robots, these walking, talking robots. What about like when they add in robot dogs or robot pets and those things of that nature. Like, these numbers are going to go up exponentially. So we're seeing $1 trillion industry for sure that's going to happen. That's why I tell you to go so hard and stay focused on AI and invest, you know, accordingly. But this ain't financial advice. This is just my thoughts from a crazy dude streaming.
Dexterity tests has delayed progress. Experts are divided, with 62% praising Tesla's innovation, but 38% questioning its healthcare applicability compared to systems like Da Vinci, used in 1.5 million surgeries annually. Public sentiment shows 55% of patients are open to robotic assistance for physical tasks, but skeptical about emotional care. Achieving a 70% trust rate is critical for adoption. Optimus Gen 3 holds immense potential to transform healthcare by addressing the nursing shortage and enhancing efficiency in high-risk settings. Its advanced AI and dexterity are promising
hold on.
settings.
There go my robot right there, y'all. She just gonna look like Megan Fox. Or at least one of them gonna look like Megan Fox. She gonna be doing the most minute tasks: mopping, sweeping, laundry, folding, wiping down countertops. She ain't gonna be cooking though. I'll cook, or I'll just hire a chef. You know, but there goes my basic robot. That's what they gonna be doing. This simple. I'm gonna keep them this dumbed down the entire time.
Its
Just fine as
advanced
hell.
AI and dexterity are promising, but cybersecurity, emotional limitations, and production delays pose challenges. With strategic pricing and a rental program, Tesla aims to make Optimus accessible, but earning public trust through rigorous testing and transparency is essential. In a recent announcement, Tesla revealed that a functional prototype of its Optimus Gen 3 humanoid robot is expected to be completed within the next 3 months, with full-scale production slated to commence early next year. This timeline underscores Tesla's commitment to accelerating the development of its advanced humanoid robot, aiming to expand its applications across sectors like healthcare, manufacturing, and services. The concept of degrees of freedom refers to the number of
What was that? Healthcare, manufacturing, and services?
humanoid robot, aiming to expand its applications across sectors like healthcare, manufacturing, and services.
So services, which covers, I mean, what all services? For sure, we know the restaurant business. So for sure, restaurants. I can't. What other services could there be? Restaurants, cashiers. I doubt we'll have cashiers anymore. Everything will be self-checkout. I mean, the restaurant sector, fast food, and then healthcare in case you get sick, and then manufacturing, which, I mean, manufacturing of like other electric vehicles or manufacturing other robots in the future, which I would assume that would be the way to go.
The concept of degrees of freedom refers to the number of independent movements a robot can perform. For instance, a robotic arm might rotate, bend, or move vertically, with each action counting as a degree of freedom. Through an optimized design, Tesla has incorporated additional joints, motors, and cutting-edge sensors into Optimus Gen 3, enhancing its agility and enabling it to tackle more intricate tasks.
Ever wonder what a new roof?
Oh, it's gonna attack more intricate tasks, and the thing is that when it does attack more intricate tasks and it learns how to basically build itself, which that's not gonna take long. I don't see it taking long for these robots to know how to build themselves from the ground up. Hell, they're gonna know where the shipment comes, like where their particles and pieces are. They gonna know where they're at. All that stuff is sent digitally through emails and invoices and orders, you know what I mean? So they're gonna know, like, okay, I know where my package is on its way to. Matter of fact, let me chime on into the other AI that's over there getting it. So they'll know how to get their own stuff at certain points. I mean, I'm thinking far-fetched and too far into the future, but I don't think that's too far into the future. But yeah, once they know how to make themselves, I mean, I think by 2030, I'll say 2040, 2035, 2040, robots will be making other robots for sure. Because this speed, this certain technology, I think this is going to move really, 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 really rapidly fast. And that's the thing I don't think people are ready for, is how fast this is going to go. I think it's highly underestimated how fast it's going to move. But, oh, whoops.
From handling delicate objects to performing complex operations with finesse. Currently, Optimus version 2.5 is capable of executing approximately 1,500 basic tasks, such as gently holding an egg without breaking it. Optimus Gen 3, however, is projected to double this capacity, potentially reaching 3,500 tasks. This leap is driven by its ability to perform more sophisticated actions, like not only holding an egg, but also cracking it, cooking it, and serving a fried egg on a plate. The increased degrees of freedom paired with advanced AI algorithms from Grok 4 make Optimus Gen 3 more versatile and precise, opening the door to a wider range of practical applications. Despite the excitement surrounding this new version, Elon Musk has candidly acknowledged that developing Optimus Gen 3 is an extremely challenging problem. Unlike conventional products, every component of the robot, from motors and gearboxes to power electronics and sensors, is custom-built by Tesla. Off-the-shelf parts are simply not available, as no existing solutions meet the stringent requirements of such an advanced robot. This bespoke approach demands continuous innovation, pushing the boundaries of robotics technology. These challenges do not dampen Tesla's ambitions. With a prototype expected by November 2025 and large-scale production set for 2026, Optimus Gen 3 promises to be a significant milestone in automation. However, achieving high reliability and performance in real-world settings, such as hospitals or factories, will require Tesla to overcome technical hurdles and ensure each component functions seamlessly under demanding conditions. From the very first moments of Tesla's Q2 2025 earnings call, Elon Musk captured attention by sharing new advancements in the Tesla Optimus project. He announced that the engineering team is working intensively to perfect the design of Optimus, aiming to elevate the robot to an unprecedented level of excellence. Currently, Optimus is at version 2.5, but Musk affirmed that version 3 will be a technical masterpiece, potentially becoming the most groundbreaking product Tesla has ever created. He predicted that Optimus 3 could surpass all expectations and become the most impactful product in the company's history. Musk described Optimus Gen 3 as an extraordinary design, emphasizing that it will deliver a dramatic leap beyond previous versions. In earlier posts on Platform X, he had mentioned that Optimus Gen 3 would possess agility comparable to that of a human athlete, with the ability to move fluidly and perform complex motions. This time, Musk stressed that every component of Optimus version 3 is being built based on fundamental physical principles, ensuring optimal performance and high durability. Notably, version 3.5, expected to launch in 2026, is almost entirely redesigned compared to version 3. According to
So 3.5 is supposed to launch in November of 2026. So we're about a year and 3 months away from the projected launch of that thing coming out. So if what we're seeing now, the Gen 3 version has 3,500 movements down pat, then the 3.5 version is probably going to outdo that one. And just to give you an idea how fast this is moving, the 2.5 version, version 2 or 2.5 was 1,500, and now the new one is 3,500, or the Gen 3 is 3,500. They're already trying to put out the next one in November 2026, which means that once they put these things out, they're going to adapt to their environment of the work that they're doing. You know what I mean? They're going to adapt to learning and understanding. I think they're, what's the word I'm trying to use? The frequency of their learning is going to enhance tremendously when they are actually in workforces working side by side with other humans. That's what I believe is going to speed up the process exponentially, because you already see that with ChatGPT and Google VO and all these different things. Like this thing, every time you look up, Grok is updated, ChatGPT updated, Google, all these things are updating, new version, and it's happening fast. So when you put this into these robots, I know it's robotics and it's all mechanical at certain points. It is, but the knowledge that's inside of them, they're gonna know how to do what their body is not capable of doing, if that makes sense. I think I could be overthinking it. I could be way overthinking it, but with all the knowledge that it grasps, because the robots have the research history of the internet, which means they have every book, they have every song, or any book, any article, anything that's in its storage. So therefore, once it starts constantly doing these different movements, I think their collective thoughts are going to be able to chain together to understand how each one moves, and they'll probably at some point know where to get the best product for themselves, like for their own body. They'll be like, oh, we would know better to use this to work on us as opposed to what the humans are trying to get us. This is just me thinking. I could be overthinking it, but it gets to the point where if you kind of play with the chat GPTs and the internet and stuff like that, or the AI, you realize that it gives you suggestions. And I ain't gonna lie, the suggestions be really damn good. So you can't ignore it. But that's how I see it. The robot stuff is gonna pick up really, really fast. And if you don't know, I don't know about this, but if you don't know about cybersecurity, I think that's gonna be a problem.
To leaked sources, Optimus Gen 3 will feature an integrated digital display on its face, capable of showing operational status and user-requested information. This screen, combined with voice interaction powered by Grok, xAI's intelligent assistant, will provide an intuitive user experience, essentially turning the robot into a walking computer. Musk has confirmed these features in past statements, fueling anticipation for a robot that is not only intelligent, but also user-friendly. Regarding the torso, Tesla is focusing on reducing weight to improve Optimus's walking speed. Currently, the robot reaches a walking speed of around 3.7 miles per hour, which falls short of the company's target of 5 miles per hour. Although specific details on how the engineers plan to achieve this are still unclear, Musk hinted that the team might switch to lighter materials such as aluminum alloy or carbon fiber, or optimize joint structure to enhance flexibility. He emphasized that the new design will bring significant changes, with a prototype expected to be revealed by the end of 2025. Musk stated, "Optimus Bot Gen 3 is a nearly perfect design. At present, it has not yet reached the ideal level, but we do not see any major flaws. A few small details need fine-tuning, and I believe we will have the Optimus prototype this year, with mass production beginning in 2026. If this prediction proves accurate, Tesla may unveil Optimus 3.5 at the 2025 shareholders meeting in November, an event anticipated to serve as a stage for spectacular demonstrations."
Did you hear that? At the 2025 shareholders meeting, you need to get ready for them shares, boy. There's finna be some mad money. You know what? Let's figure out what kind of money that's finna be made in this. Let's see. Let me look this up for you real fast before we log off. So I'm probably finna wrap this up. Let's see. The future of AI stock shares. Let's see. The future of artificial is topic. Long-term value. So, long-term growth. The AI market is expected to reach a value of 1.8 trillion by 2030. 1.8 trillion by 2030. Let's see. 2035. So 2030 is 1.8 trillion. Let's see. Let's see. Multiple sources predict that certain AI stocks could even reach market valuations exceeding 10 trillion by 2035. These are just speculations. These are not for sure things, but they know that we're stepping into a $1 trillion industry with AI for sure. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That's happening.
Musk previously hinted that several Optimus robots might appear on stage, performing actions such as dancing or interacting with the audience, like handing over a microphone. With this timeline, Optimus 3 would mark 2 years since the introduction of Gen 2 in late 2023.
We believe education should hold practical.
And we already have passed that point of Gen 2. We've already passed that, so we're way past that. And this video is only 2 weeks old, so we surpassed that already. But with that being said, I'm not going to finish no more of that video. I think we've basically got the point. Understand that AI is the wave of the future. The economy is going the way the economy is going. We've seen that the influencers are quitting, and we see that even though the economy is going crazy, there's still, you know, people who are still living a life of luxury as far as looking at what is it, Love Life Gym that's in California, which is pretty phenomenal if you ask me. I mean, at some point I would like to go there and check it out with a day pass. But as we see, the wave of the future is AI. Know what to do, know how to handle yourself. They're going to be targeting healthcare, so make sure you take care of your health first. You want to be able to optimize your own health and know your own body, because always remember that the intelligence that they're talking about is artificial. By definition, that word means fake. So understand who the real understand who the real intelligence is, and understand that intelligence is fake. Yeah, I need to get out of here. I need something to drink. But with that being said, we're going to wrap this up, man. I'll be back tomorrow with another live stream. We'll do one earlier in the day and not so much late at night like we're doing tonight. But we will catch y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all so much. We'll catch y'all later, and enjoy this sexy little Latina on the way out the door. Peace.
Follow D. Elliott Fitness for the kind of workouts you'll never forget.
I'd rather be in the studio than in jail or on the street. Talking me wrong, coming off your teeth. Got that one hit to quit and knock you off your feet. It's big on, baby, I'm out some meat. Pockets chunky like cottage cheese. Real nigga, I just gotta be. Smoking weed that don't gotta see. Used to be a hustler prodigy. I love when people say they proud of me. I'm eating good, smoking broccoli. Taking over blocks like Monopoly. Only fuck the ones, that's my policy. Most of these hoes trying to cause a scene. Like niggas mad they not on the team. See, I got bread, then bought a dream. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. Don't wait no nigga and I'm in the booth, playing beats. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. Don't wait no nigga and I'm in the booth, playing beats. Counting cash and smoking green, can be blow cloud like a smoke machine. The bitch on my dick, she got no to sing. Bumblebee ass, yeah, I know it's thing. I plug your bitch like a 6-string. Jordan with the bitches got 6 rings. Smoke till my bitch a split screen. The press with pain pills and sipping lane. Riding dirty, but I'm extra clean. Lyrics nice, but I'm extra mean. All-star heavyweight like Wolverine. The bitch nice like she open me. I flip money like Clover G. Gang hustle like TIP. It's hard baby like DIG. Acronym like KRT. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Don't wait no nigga and I'm in the booth, playing beats. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Don't wait no nigga and I'm in the booth, playing beats. In the beats like RP, no hard shit where your artery. Cutting up, who's sharp with me? Rolling up accordingly. Pulling hoes, no sorcery. Rapping like y'all forcing me. If I ever write it, then it's forgery. Nigga selling to the rock like a Flores beat. Lyrical monster, I'm the Lord of Beats. Text nigga, my bitch Georgia Peach. Pimp tight nigga, I do more than cheat. Cold like D-Wade, I ignore the heat. Bitch, I'm on way, hit the short for reach. Money jumping like the nigga on my sneaks. Come to Patty James, get me on the beat. Bitch, I'm always winning like what's the beat? The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My